evening, everybody! Good evening today! Well, I guess it's evening. It feels kind of late to be evening, but yes. Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's presentations! There's a lot of them. I will do my best to get through all of them, though. And if I don't get through them this stream, we'll have a part 2. I will go through all of the ones that I can possibly go through. Granted, there are not that many entries. There are only 57, which actually kind of sounds like a lot when reading them all on stream, but that's okay. That's alright. I just wanted to see what you guys could come up with. Scrolling through them, I was just making sure nobody put like titties in them or anything like that. But no, you guys followed the instructions really well. I would say that all these pretty much passed the vibe check. They're pretty informative. Some of you guys, you know, graphical design is not your strong suit, but you are good at organizing information, so learning a lot about the troops today. Though to be fair, a lot of you guys also did not put your names on them, so it's kind of like a hit or miss, you know? What percent of your grade is this? This is worth 90% of your grade. I hope you turn this in. I hope you all turned it in properly. Let's see, where do I want to start off with? I'm gonna just choose random ones, honestly. I don't think it matters too much. What? Okay, yeah, where do we want to start out? Here. You know what, actually this is a good one to start out with, so I'll start out with this one. What do you mean, oh no? Dude, I'm more worried about the people who forgot to make their presentation shareable. There were like 5 of you. How did you go through all the trouble of making a presentation but then not make it shareable? Come on. What the hell? Just have to make sure other people can see it, you know? Open the link, take a look at it. Also, thank you Black Ops and Eric for subscribing again. It's nice to have you here. There are no opportunities for extra credit. Yeah, unfortunately not. Let me put my glasses on. Sorry, I just woke up. I have my energy drink here, though. I have motivation. I'm ready to present. I slept fine, yeah. Alright, well, let's get into us. We have a lot to go over, so. First up is a presentation on presentations. Now, I respect it, you know, that's, it's an understandable topic to want to go over, especially on a day like this. I like your googly eyes that you used here. It's a nice little aesthetic booster. You know, I feel like there's a lot of soul behind this. You know, this isn't your run-of-the-mill presentation. This has soul behind it. So thank you very much, CryoCross, for making this. Introduction. I figured it would be ironic to make a presentation on the art of making presentations. One could call this the informal etiquette of presentations. Look, they even had like a whole title there. That's official. I was taught this by my professor a while back, and although it is simple, there are plenty of people that don't realize why this is why there is an ideal way to go about it. All right, I can see this person definitely wants an A for this project. You are probably going to get an A based on what I see so far. This is good. This is concise. Again, love the googly eyes. Love the passion. But why? The goal of a presentation is to clearly and concisely convey something. That is true. You want to pass information along in a digestible manner. Oh my god, I can't. Yeah, that word. An audience's attention retention is important. That's okay. Especially if it's in front of strangers and/or those that would grade your performance. Are you guys grading my performance right now? Are you watching to see if I'll fumble or make any terrible mistakes? In longer presentations, attention may progressively be harder to keep. Guys, pay attention! Wake up! Pay attention! The audience can both follow and record the information presented. I mean, hopefully. Yes, hopefully. General points. Paragraphs versus bullet points. The speaker/presenter, visibility and legibility. Possible exceptions, videos, images, media, use of paragraphs, audience. I will give this reminder. If you put if you put video or audio in this presentation, I will not be clicking on it. Just in general, for any of the presentations, I probably should have made that clear, but, yeah, they typically play at unpredictable volumes in the contents of the video. Well, I just don't want to get hit with copyright, to be honest. Like, if we're being quite frank here, that's the main reason. But yeah. Paragraphs versus bullet points. Ideally, bullet points are most recommended, like this, because it makes it concise, and the presenter is supposed to fill in the blanks. Bullet points are the fastest and usually most concise way for info. It's true. They're called bullet points because the bullet gets to the point. Well, usually it kills you, but like in this case, no, there's more to it. Paragraphs, especially if they are large, can be harder to read. That's why I had to add the rule after last year that we are not allowed to do blocks of text. If I see any of y'all trying to slip blocks of text into these presentations, I'm gonna be very upset because it's really hard to read long blocks of text with run-on sentences and what have you. I don't know, man. I can't do it. I can't do it. This is like a fault of me, not you guys. It's me. Especially from a distance, the more text on the board, the more effort the audience needs to read the information. Do you guys feel like you can read this clearly right now? Do you feel able to retain this? Good. Good. Excellent. The more text to read, the more likely people's eyes will glaze over it. Well, that's not good. I'm reading it out loud to you, so you shouldn't have that issue. As a speaker, you may not need to or want to read all the text as well. I mean, I kind of have to in my case, but you know. Yes, paragraphs versus bullet points. That is true. Always use bullet points if you can. The speaker can do more than just read out loud. I can also wiggle my ears like this. Ideally, one should know their presentation without looking at their own board. Well, I mean, in this case, I can't really help it, so you guys have to deal with that. Look directly at the audience, panning your view slowly around the place. Close enough. Speak clearly and audibly as a confident voice is a clearer voice. Very well, chat! Be expressive. From walking around and gesturing to hand movements are not a bad way to get an audience's focus. I'm not Italian, bro. I can only move my hands so much. Optional. If you know/are connected to the audience, feel free to add jokes and or your own humor on the topic at hand. So how about them horses? Alright, let's move on. Visibility/legibility. This is especially important in real life settings/giant rooms like auditoriums. Try to keep fonts and colors simple and comfy. For the eyes, I believe. Like these big old things here. Usually most people's eyes can be strained staring at blinding bright and hard to read presentations. Some of you guys did neon colors, which is okay. But chat will remember this. Especially with multiple presentation, eye strain/pain can be prevented a bit. The ideal appearance will largely depend on the audience. Example, professional business versus Mimi 2000s PowerPoint. We have a little bit of both here today. Look forward to it. I'm disappointed no one used word art though. I was really looking forward to that, but you know, that's okay. Dude, why did they add googly eyes to everything? What the hell? Possible exceptions. If something is to be done on purpose, then do it if need be. Using videos can be done if allowed or seems necessary. Overall media use is okay if it does not detract from the presentation. Paragraph use may be fine if intending to quote or bullet points will reduce the meaning of the detail given. Example, the introduction is how I'd speak to you. A dyslexic audience may lead to using weird fonts on purpose. What does that have to do with being dyslexic? What? Where's the correlation? Where's the correlation, bro? What? The intended audience/method of presenting can cause almost everything I've said to be disregarded, especially since this will likely be read online. No, I have to go give this in an actual classroom, you know? Proper presentation. Oh my god. Exceptions for Umarmy. The speaker in question will probably be Tomoe. I feel called out right now. I feel called out. Thus, any advice as a speaker may not apply unless we wish to grade her. You guys aren't doing that, no. Some wackier fonts are easier to read for dyslexics. I see. I always wondered what it's like to be dyslexic. I was just born as a horse. That's all I got. Professionalism and etiquette need not apply if the slides are entertaining. Mostly true. Any form of humor or paraphrase speak can only be conveyed through text and images unless she does allow videos. Maybe at the very least clips. I do not, but you know what? You understand. Ideas of any form, no matter how stupid or mundane, can be presented. It is true. Tomoe already knows and commands the bullet point rule, so do it, cowards. I agree. Bullet points are necessary. This is I added this into the rule list. Tying it to the above rule, please don't put giant blocky walls of text on your slides. Try to use bullet points and or format like you would a normal presentation. If there's too much text, I may not be able to go over it on stream. That's right, paraphrase! Inclusion. Be clear, be concise, confidence is key. Audience awareness helps. Exceptions are done for a reason. I might like googly eyes too much. Honestly, I feel like the googly eyes enhance this greatly. Thank you, Tomoe Umari, for giving me homework at 4 a.m. For giving the UMARMY homework at 4 a.m. or other ungodly times, depending on time zone. My microbiology paleontologist professor, he taught me this more than any English teacher did. Probably the one that opened my eyes to the full world of paleontology instead of just dinosaurs. I learned to slap googly eyes on everything from him. You are a genius. I am proud of you. It is a nice touch. The googly eyes really sell it. Everybody, a round of applause for this presentation. You did a good job. Good work. I'm proud of you. A+. Plus 5 points. That was a good presentation to start things off on. Feeling good about it so far. Good job, son. Good job. Good job. Alright, we gotta go on the next presentation. Can't waste any time here. Okay. So, this is our next presentation. How to draw a horse in 4 easy steps, it would seem. Thank you, Merrick, for the 10 carrots. I think my presentation was restricted by default for some reason. What do you mean restricted by default? Restricted? What did you add in there? What did you add in there, bro? Huh? Thank you very much for this presentation, though. We have a drawing tutorial. Let's see. Thank you, Revenant. Alright, let's see. Step 1, start with the body. Draw a small pair of ovals. Everyone get out your pencil and paper. We need to follow along here. Draw a small pair of ovals. Make one small, one large to make the torso and hindquarters of your horse. Draw another oval with a tapering end to serve as the head. Connect it to the torso oval with a pair of lines. Sorry if I'm moving quickly. Use additional lines to get an early start on the legs. This is how horses are built, okay? This is how they all connect together. Step 2, add the legs. Those are some beautiful legs. This horse clearly does leg day. Draw tapering ovals along the previous guidelines to create a rough shape of the legs. Sketch the basic form of the hooves at the end of each leg. Okay. Connect the large ovals to form a more cohesive body shape. I'm starting to see the vision. The little details. Start fleshing out your horse with the smaller features. Eyes, nose, mane, tail, and the like. Maybe a saddle if you're feeling ambitious. You're almost finished. It looks pretty finished to me. Like, I mean, this looks done. Well, that escalated quickly. Erase the excessive guidelines to leave the outline of the body and legs. Fill in the smaller details from step 3. Your horse is finished. Isn't she lovely? This is like one of those posts that says, draw the owl, like, and it's like, you start with a circle and then the rest gets filled in. I don't know how this happened, but that was amazing. Happy sketching! That was the presentation! A+! You did good, son. Thank you. Draw the rest of the words. There's a lot of passion behind this. I respect it. That's a good concept. I'll give you credit for that. That was good. Dude, I like how YouTube's giving a round of applause and Twitch is just like deadpanning over here, like, Sorry, that wasn't a deadpan. It's hard not to smile. You guys did good so far, though. 2 presentations down. I'm proud of you guys. I wonder what's up next. Let's see. Oh, this is a good one. Hold on. Hold on. I like this one. Hold on a second. Alright, guys, we have a presentation on horse girls by Eric. Thank you, Eric, for who are horse girls and why are they great. Let's see why Eric has decided to share horse girls with us today. Yeah! I actually love horse girls. Stop throwing stones! Don't stone the horse girls. What are horse girls? God, if you don't like Uma Musume, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? In the literal sense, horse girls are girls that are horses, but there can be a deeper meaning. More profound, actually. It's quite scientific. Some horse girls are humanoid girls who possess horse traits and features. That's right, not centaurs. Okay? They have horse ears in place of human ears and have a tail that corresponds and matches with their hair color. They possess incredible speed and stamina, which grants them the ability to race against other members of their kind. You're not winning against horse girls, buddy. You're not winning a race against a horse girl. It's just not gonna happen. Oh, types of horse girl. Idle horse girl. Okay, we have the half horse. This is what 2 rib cages does to a person. Okay, it's doing too much. This is too much. This is unscientific. This is ungodly. This is we don't do this. This anthro. Dear God. Okay, well, you know what? To each their own. But on the horse spectrum, we prefer to stay on this side in the UMARMY and this side. This is what we are. This is what I am, and this is what you guys are. Okay? You guys are actual horses. I am this horse. Any questions so far? Any questions? What do you mean golden rule snout and it's out, bro? What the hell? Oh no. Alright, no questions so far. Excellent. Best kind of horse girl idols. Horse girl idols are also well known among mankind and appear to be greatly adored by them as well. If you don't like them, what are you doing? Best qualities in a horse girl. What the hell, dude? I actually didn't read over all these PowerPoints that closely, so alright, chief. Alright. Well, let's see. I don't want to read this. Best qualities in a horse girl. Tomboys, so they are cute. Kind, so they can spread joy. Fit, so they are healthy. Tan, so they are tolerant to the sun. Bro listed sun immunity as a quality. I respect that. I respect it. I'm just a horse, bro. I'm just a horse, okay? You know what? Very, very real, very true. Mathematical calculation. This formula will be on the test, by the way, so I need you guys to memorize this. This is important. Take notes right now. I'm gonna pause it for 30 seconds. Using all of this information, we can quantifiably calculate the greatest horse girl of all time. I don't know the science or mathematics behind it, but here's the equation. These symbols are confusing. There's that one symbol there, and then are these like Greek letters? What? Write that down. Write that. Yeah, if you don't, you're gonna fail. Who is it? Yeah, sorry, that was all the time you got to write. Tomoe Umari. Oh my god, it's the 1.0 Tomoe Umari. Ah! Who is she? Who is she? Oh my god. Ah! Well, that's alright. That's alright. Tomoe Umari is the stable master sergeant. Well, Sergeant General is close enough of the UMARMY and is the most experienced and knowledgeable warhorse you can find anywhere on the globe. Okay. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. This is her origins. Look away. Avert your gaze. It's an old photo. Yeah. The end. Thank you for listening to my totally factual and not biased in any way presentation of Horse Girls. Thank you very much, Eric Box. A round of applause for Eric Box. Since a little bit of bias in there, you know, you obviously want an A+, but I will give you an A+, that's fine. That's fine. I am able to be bribed. It's okay. I get it. I see the vision. You did good. You did good. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. MD, thank you for the 2 carrots. 1.0 Tomboy is by Oshi. I'm going to kill this model. I'm going to kill my 2.0 and actually just become a horse. If you guys have so much to say, how about that, huh? How many submissions did I get? I got 57. 5 of them I didn't have editing permissions for, and like 2 or 3 of them I just don't feel comfortable doing. So, we have about 50 presentations to get through today. That's fine. That's fine. I can do that. What do I want to do next? I'll do one from up higher in the list. Oh my god, dude. I still have so many to go through. What is this? Okay, next presentation. Alright, I guess I am on 2.5 right now. I forgot I'm on 2.5 for my model. Next presentation. This is our next presentation. Very specific topic, you know, it certainly leaves no room for confusion. No idea who could have possibly submitted this. It really could be anyone, you know? I have no idea, really. There's no name on it, so, you know. Well, whoever this mysterious benefactor of Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid knowledge is, let's see what they have to say here. Alright. For those unaware, Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid is unanimously considered the best manga ever written and the best anime ever produced. It's about a dragon who becomes a maid because she's bored or something. I don't remember. What do you mean you don't remember, bro? Why are these guys so locked in watching this? Why does this look like an actual classroom setting? What are they doing here? What's going on, bro? Yeah, I don't remember why she became a dragon maid either. I don't remember what the lore is. There's an arrow. You! I'm a man? Chat. I'm not a man. It's not true. Maybe that's supposed to be you guys. Not me. That's not me. That's you. That's not me. That's you. That's a lot of Kobayashi there. I didn't realize that's how big the dragon was. Damn, bro. Look how small this thing is. Everything looks so small comparatively. Why are there so many images of her? What's going on here? The Dragon Maid. Dude! She's stacked. She's huge. Big dragons kind of look like rotisserie chickens a little bit. I'm just now noticing this. The physique is kind of there. Each dragon has their own series. Why did they get their own series? Why does this one suck? Okay, wait, what happened with this one? Why is this one bad? Why was this not explained? Okay, so I guess they really do all have their own series. Wow, that's impressive. She's a creep? Is she a creep? What did she do wrong? Why is this one's chest so large? There's no way that that's healthy. What happened here? Alright, well, I'm glad most of the books are good then. I'm glad most of the series are passable. This is good to know. There are 40 volumes in English, and if Tomoe is reading this after April 15th, then there are 41. Sorry, there's only 40 volumes right now. There's only 40. The author of the manga did not finalize Lukoa's dragon form design before season 1 came out. What the hell? Why did they not do that? Also, why is she really that big? She looks like this. How is she so big? Is it like her chest size correlates to how big she is as a dragon? Is that how this series works? What happened? I mean, all of them are based off of like different types of dragons in mythology or something, right? Long dragon is long. Is Shinron in this as well? Where's Shinron at? I want to see Shinron's human form. I have many questions so far. I guess we'll see what else happens in this presentation. Her dragon form has not been seen in the anime and has only been seen in the manga in chibi form and on the Blu-ray cover. Why don't they just show it normally? Is it that secret? Why is it that secret? I guess the little form is cute. The fan theory, it looks like something out of, what is it called? Spyro or whatever? Omega Shinron. I'm learning so much from this. The Blu-ray cover looks cool. It looks like an actual, like, kids fantasy book series, though. That's crazy. That's the dragon from Shrek. Oh. I guess it does kind of have that CGI-ish look in the face a little bit. Okay. Alright. Okay. Fafnir has become, he turned himself female on multiple occasions to make people think his buddy has a girlfriend, to change his identity for competitions. Is this what they call fan service? Is that how this works? I don't know. I don't know how this works. This is a very colorful series, though. Is this supposed to be the dragon form? Why does it kind of look like a spider? Is that actually based off of, like, a type of dragon in mythology? Because it kind of looks like a facehugger alien, but, like, slightly dragonish. But there are wings. I was like, where are the wings at? What happened? Spider dragon? It's gonna make little webs in your house. You're gonna come home to that. That's just something you have to live with. She was homeless during her first days on Earth and lived with street cats. Why cats? Why are there so many cats? Why is there a dog here? And why is it killing Tomoe? Wait, well, Fumoe rather. Why is it killing my Fumoe form? Dude, why do cats look so evil? I'm not a cat owner, mind you, but like, they just look like they're always glaring or judging you for what you're doing. Why are they so judgmental? Why do they look like they're scowling? Is this what you guys love about cats? You love how angry they look all the time? That's what draws you to them? You like someone just being an asshole to you? What happened to being loved and appreciated? Okay, cats are judgy creatures. I hope one of those hairless cats shows up at your doorstep one day and you feel bad so you have to take it in. And then you just have to see that rotisserie chicken looking fella every day for the rest of your life. And that's just what you have to deal with. Like, you know you have no other choice. You're like, man, I really want to get rid of this. Because you get kind of like weirded out whenever it like walks up to you. But you're like, you know what? I guess I can accept you, you know? I guess we can make this work. Yeah, sure. Of course. Why not? Indeed, thank you for the 2 carrots. Cats are cinders. I could see that. I could really see that from the way they're built. Horses are real! Oh, there's correlation here. This Kobayashi's Dragon Maid Kana's Daily Life Volume 10. They rode horses and even gambled in horse races. That's true. Horse race gambling is big in Japan, I think. Kana's horse won because it saw she was a dragon and it was so intimidated that it went as fast as it could. My goodness. Look at them go. Please don't bet money on me. I don't think I'm gonna win you guys any money. Horse! Me? This is a reference to famous VTuber Tomoe Umari. I am literally a horse. That's such a high definition picture of me. What the hell? Bro got the Tomoe Umari in HD. It's like a little fragment of my ear. You know what? You did good on fitting this into a circle. I would not have been able to do that. I'm impressed. This is my Twitch page, by the way. Censoring it because I can't show other streamers on stream. Tomoe hold on. There you go. Tomoe Umari. You'll never find her Twitch channel. And oh, there's my YouTube. Okay. Look away. Look away. You don't need to see that. They have cars. Why do they have a van? Drive a Honda? Bro, what? Why do you even need to drive at this point? Like, when everyone can just fly and stuff, why do you need to drive? And why are cars in a presentation where horses are also... Like, there's not supposed to be overlap here. They also have this weird van. Okay, well, yeah, that is a weird van. Why Disney Pixar? What? Kana's dad abandoned her. Whoa! This leads into the movie Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, A Lonely Dragon Wants to Be Loved that comes out June 27th in Japan. Where's my dad? I haven't seen him all day. He's out buying milk. Don't worry about it. He'll be back. Milk and cigs. Maybe this all has to do with the movie coming out. I don't know. The end! Thanks for watching. Hit the like and subscribe button. That's right, everybody. If you're enjoying this stream so far, be sure to smash that like button and subscribe for more horse-related content and other such things. Yes. Yeah! That was a good presentation. Thank you. I got lost at some points, but you know, in general, I kept the spirit of presentations. S+ for so many horses, but lots of dragons too. No idea who made it though, cause like, you know, they didn't put a name on it for some reason, but whoever that student was clearly loves this series a decent amount, like at least a little bit, you know. Maybe a small amount. Your guess is as good as mine. Alright, who's up next on the list? I'm not even going in order though. Okay, this is another presentation. Alright. Why you should watch Hidamari Sketch. Thank you, Lamont, for this presentation. Let's see. Got another anime presentation. Reason 1. Cute anime girls. Okay. Alright. They have very large eyes. You can tell this was like an older series, you know? Reason 2. Wide. It is very wide. Reason 3. Cute sensei. Why does she look like she's as old as the other girls? How can you tell she's older? Reason 4. Miyako, apparently. Okay. Okay. She's doing dances. It's vaguely threatening. The end. That was it? That was it! I hope I have convinced you, and God bless. That was it! What happened? What? I'm clicking for more slides. That was it. That was all there was. That was so short. I feel like unfulfilled right now, bro. I feel like I was robbed. What the hell? Well, as long as you guys are convinced, that was pretty good. I mean, yeah, concise is good. That's pretty good. You're waiting for a sus thing? I think you're in the wrong stream, buddy. Just a couple clicks over that way, maybe a redirect there. You'll get there eventually. All right, well, that went well. I would say that was I did not remember that being so quick, but let's go to the next one. Okay, well, this is a change of pace. Monster Hunter Wilds, a guide. Survival not guaranteed. You guys can't see what I see in the top left corner. It says date if you're offering. What does this mean? Is this like a form of Riz? I almost didn't see that, dude. Cause like I'm mostly only looking at what you guys can see as well. But well, I don't know what that has to do with Monster Hunter Wilds, but maybe we'll know in a moment. Stable of continents. That's what it says in the top left, just so you guys are tracking. Stable of... Oh, wait! It's like table of continents, but stable... Oh! I see what you did there! You dastardly fellow. I see what you did there. You are here. Table of contents slide. Monsters, hunters, weapons, armor. Your job is honor. Contact information. Oh, I don't think I could show that on stream. Well, hopefully that's not actually there. Otherwise, don't add that. Don't add that. Don't add that. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. No. What are monsters? Big jerks that are threatening the American way. They look like... They said you look like dorks. Me? I don't know about you guys, but I'm not a dork. I'm not a dork. You might be a dork, and you might be a dork, but I'm not a dork. What are hunters? Heroes who risk their lives for freedom. He's literally me! Use code UMARMY when you list for 10% off your contractual responsibilities. It is true, although you then get more work afterwards, so, just be mindful about that, okay? Just be mindful about that. Types of weapons. The best one is the one you have fun with. Great swords, swords and shields, dual swords. Dual blades, rather. Longsword, hammer, hunting horn, lance, gun lance, switch axe, charge blade, insect blade, bow, light bow, gun, light bow gun. Oh, heavy bow gun. That's a lot of weapons. I guess there's something for everyone. Armor, looking cool, is half the battle. Farm that aura. All it reminds me is when I had friends who played Final Fantasy XIV and they said the whole point of progressing in the game was that so you could get more cool looking outfits and stuff. I assume that's how it is for a lot of MMOs though. Although I don't think this is an MMO really. This just has cool looking armor. You can upgrade your armor by using armor spheres. This increases your chance of survival. Got the Gore Magala armor set. Live out your inner edgelord anti-hero fantasies. This dude looks like a demon king. Demon lord fella, yes. Rom Popolo armor set. The plague doctor is in. I'm sick of it! I'm sick of this! Not really, this is actually sick as hell. Very cool, thank you. Rathalos armor set. Who's the dork now, huh? This is the armor made from the monster in slide 3. Wait, you're just making them into armor? What the hell? That's mean. Are all of these guys made from creatures? You You can't just skin them and wear their pelts. Imagine if we made human armor. Slay the monsters! It is the job of hunters to slay, eliminate, put down, unalive, etc. dangerous monsters who are threatening the ecosystem. Do this! Slay the monsters. It is not the job of hunters to contribute to increasing the monster population. Don't do this. No one ever let this guy say "hear me out," okay? No one let him say it. Don't. What the hell? Dragon from Shrek again? How many dragons does Shrek have? Contact. Please feel free to reach out with any questions, compliments, or concerns. I thought it said complaints. No, it's compliments. Well, at least, all of it is classified, top secret. Okay. You know what? That was a pretty good presentation. I don't know how you decided to put that together, but it was good. Oh, we got a bald eagle here. Okay, all right. A+++++++. That immediately elevated the whole thing. Thank you. Join the fight for the UMARMY. Yes. Join the UMARMY today. Round of applause, chat. Round of applause. No more hearing this person out, though. I will not hear you out. Not after that. Not after that, bro. That was a good presentation, though. It was goofy. I played Monster Hunter once, but I have not played it since then. I'm just not good with hunting monsters, you know? My fight or flight is too aggressive. That's all. Let him cook. Oh, definitely. Most definitely cooking right now. Do we have a monster hunting division of the UMARMY? Maybe we need that after this. It's inspired me. Alright, we got another solid presentation here. Caffeine maxing. A guide to get the most out of caffeine as possible. Okie dokie. Very, very creative, very clever. What even is this stuff? Caffeine is a chemical that binds to adenosine. Yeah, I think it's adenosine. Adenosine? Receptors in your brain. Adenosine is the chemical that makes your brain ready for sleep. This prevents adenosine from binding, prevents tiredness. It does not give you energy. It only prevents the feeling of tiredness. Why use it ever? Not being tired is better than being tired. It makes you happier. It increases the presence of dopamine in your brain. Dopamine is a reward chemical. Caffeinated workouts result in larger muscle growth over the long run. I actually didn't know that. I mean, I know people take workout drinks with caffeine in it, but I didn't know that was like a correlating thing. It elevates the effectiveness of ibuprofen and other pain relievers. There are literally dozens of benefits outside of those listed that contribute to longer and healthier lives. On the other side, you know, if you want to sleep, you can always take those melanin pills, and they make you tired. So yeah, those are helpful if you ever need help sleeping. Oh, let's see, how to take and utilize. I'm sorry. I was waiting for you guys to catch what I said. Okay. Okay. It's fine. It's fine. It's all real good. Sorry, I lost my bearing there for a second. Caffeine comes in most of these items, so does energy drinks, coffee, MRT. By the way, MRT also contains caffeine in case you need it as a pre-workout. Powder / pill / pre-workout. There's no real difference in the caffeine source itself. It all does the same thing. An effective daily dose ranges from 1.5 to 4.5 milligrams per pound of body weight, 3 to 9 milligrams over kilograms. The FDA says a limit of 400 milligrams total. However, this is only recommended limit from over 20 years ago. The real limit depends on a person's tolerance, but don't be that guy who takes like 5 energy drinks in one sitting. Okay? You can only have so much at one time, or your heart will explode! Yeah! Don't die, troops. Vasodilation and vasoconstriction. My brain be doing crazy stuff like that. Before this presentation can continue, you should be warned that caffeine will expand some blood vessels and constrict others. Vasodilation is the widening of the blood vessel. Vasoconstriction is the shrinking. These are temporary and largely not immediately noticeable. It does, however, constrict the ones in your brain. Theoretically, that can kill you or give you a nasty headache. If you are experiencing headaches, do not take more. Well, time for another sip of caffeine. When to take it. To get the most out of caffeine, it's best to take time into account. Caffeine can inhibit sleep for hours and ruins the quality of that sleep. A good rule is to never take it within 4 hours of bedtime. It is also best to wait an hour after waking up before you take your first dose, but nobody does that. For most people, 1 cup of coffee or tea in the morning is routine, and you should not change that if it works. I agree. It's enough, I think. Maxing. In the most max day possible, hour after waking up, 60 to 100 milligram dose. 4 hours after the first dose, another 60 to 100 milligram dose. 4 hours after that, if need be, another 60. Bro, most energy drinks have more than. How do you get 60 milligrams of caffeine? Do you just have like. Well, I don't know. I guess this Red Bull has 80 milligrams, so maybe if you just had enough of those. That's a lot of caffeine, though. I feel like that's a lot. Ideally, all of these come from caffeine sources accompanied with other naturally occurring chemicals that make the effect last longer. Those being L-theanine and theobromine, which are both present in MRT. Thank you. I agree. I mean, I'm pretty sure they are. General advice, energy drinks typically have 150 to 400 milligrams. Don't stay away from them, but don't do any more. 2 in a day. Yes. Do not jump right into taking 600 milligrams of caffeine a day because you saw a slideshow on the internet. But the Alpha Male podcast told me to! They said I wouldn't be able to pull women if I don't do 600 a day. I don't want to be lame. I want to be cool. I want to be cool! Caffeine tolerance builds over time. If you're consuming more than 200 milligrams a day, it only builds faster the more you increase. Take a week off if you aren't feeling the effects. Like anyone ever gets a week off. That's right. There are alternatives to caffeine. They all cost more and do less or have larger side effects. This is a good reason everyone... There's a good reason everyone sticks to this stuff. Yeah. Caffeine's reliable. Why did you make a source-cited page? Why'd you cite your sources? Well, round of applause! This is very much official. Yeah, it's a big bibliography. I don't know what format this is in though. What format do you use to cite these? MLA? Is this what MLA format looks like? I haven't looked at MLA in so long. MLA. I don't know what that is. It looks nice though, it's official. It's very officially. Very got those vibes. Thank you very much for that presentation though. I was a fool to think I'd be able to do this in one stream, by the way. There's so many presentations. Alright, next up on our list of presentations. The Fox Files. I think there might be a couple foxes here. Possible flash warning. If you get seizures, look away. But also there's foxes on the screen, so maybe don't. Motivational quote. Sorry, the number you dialed is no longer connected. How is that motivational? How is that motivational? This one's committing a crime. This one... I don't know, they kind of look like cats and dogs mixed together. They're just goofy looking things. This is the one that says, it's windy! It's so windy. What are foxes? Foxes are mammals that are part of the Canidae family. Canadian? Oh no. Foxes. They are easily identified by their pointy snouts, triangular pointy ears, and big fluffy tails. Bro looks like a whole Dorito. What the hell? Amazing creature. Also, thank you very much for the raid. I am currently giving educational PowerPoints right now. Very, very educational. Yes, very. There are around 37 species of foxes, but only 12 of them are considered true foxes belonging in the Vulpes genus. They're known for being clever, quiet, and adoptable, which is why you can find them in all continents except Antarctica. Okay, they have the largest natural land distribution of any non-human animal. They're just everywhere, huh? Some famous fox species. Red fox, Arctic, gray fox, Finnick fox, he's all ears. Bro, why are his ears so big? What do you need ears that large for? Like, what are you doing? Why? Why does he have such a small face? Look how tiny his snout is. Bro has like the small snout and these massive ears for no reason whatsoever. No reason. You min-maxer, you filthy min-maxer. The red foxes, Vulpes. What kind of name is that? The most iconic fox species with an orange, white, and black coat alongside a big fluffy white tipped tail. They're often found in forests, grasslands, mountains, and cities. The Arctic fox is Vulpes lagopus. They have thick fur, small eyes, and often changing coats with the iconic white fur for winter seasons and black-brown for the summer. I didn't know that they had black-brown coats sometimes. Okay. Finnick foxes, Vulpes zerda, known for being the smallest species of fox. They live in the desert and are identified by their giant ears. Yes, their giant ears help release heat, which is essential for the harsh conditions of North Africa and the Sahara, which they're found. See, it's not for hearing, it's for heat. It's their heat regulators. They just need those big old things. The gray fox, I'm not even going to begin to try and pronounce that. One of the few species of foxes that can climb trees. They are found in North and Central America. Bro doesn't even look like a fox anymore. What are you? Where do foxes live? As mentioned before, foxes are everywhere, from scorching hot deserts all the way to icy cold tundras. What is the point of their existence though? Why have we not domesticated them yet? There are so many questions here. They are found everywhere except Antarctica. The biomes they spawn in are forests, home of the red foxes, tundras, home of the Arctic foxes, deserts, home of the Finnick foxes, and sprawling urban cities, another home for red foxes and gray foxes. Foxes live in dens that are either dug by themselves or taken from other animals like badgers and You can't just steal somebody's home! Man, I'm gonna be honest, like, if you guys had the opportunity to, would you be landlords? Would you kick people out of their homes with those eyes? Why are its eyes are weirdly human. Those are the eyes that say, I know what you did. I know what you are. I know everything about you. You have one chance to flee the city before I expose you. Yeah. Yeah. Dens are used to raise kids, baby foxes, and hide from predators. Okay. Alright. Alright. Eyes. Those eyes are scary. In this economy? I know, bro. I'm trying to believe this too. You should basically give her the 5 carrots. Yes. I would be a great landlord. I would be like a tyrant. I would raise the price of rent every year. I want to listen to the sound bit, but I said I wouldn't play audio, so I can't be a hypocrite. This one's telling the other one to commit a crime. This is a beautiful interaction right here. What does the fox say? Foxes communicate with they communicate with each other using vocalizations, body language, and scent markings. Foxes make over 20 different noises, including barks, yips, whines, and even the famous fox scream, which is often heard during fox mating season, late December to March. Why do they scream at each other, though? Why? They also make a sound called geckering, a chattering fox sound made during playing or fighting. It can be described as rapid, stuttering noises. They use their tails to communicate moods through wagging, puffing, or positioning to help other foxes understand intentions. They have scent glands near the tail and paws which allow them to mark territory or signal they are ready to mate. This is very complicated. This is very complicated! I bet there's some people in chat that don't even remember when the song came out. The "What Does the Fox Say" song thing that was everywhere for a brief period of time on the internet. Yeah, that was a long time ago. Yeah, it was somewhere around 2010, 2012, 2011. One of those old times. Way back when. You were like 5 when it came out? What? 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 Damn, bro. Damn, okay, I'm gonna get back to this. Okay, alright. What do foxes eat? Personally, I prefer tofu or salmon, but most foxes aren't picky eaters, eating whatever they find around them. Foxes are omnivores with their diets usually consisting of small mammals, mice, rabbits, and wolves, birds, insects, amphibians, fruits, berries, eggs, carrion, and sadly garbage in cities. Why are they eating garbage? You should make them a dish. Leave it outside. Let them eat like people. Foxes are known for their hunting leaps as seen in the GIF on the right. Okay. Bro, you're not hunting anything. You just look like a fool right now. They often store extra food by burying it for later, a sign of their cleverness. You know, it's making me think, like, there's so many species of foxes, right? Is that why there's so many fox VTubers? You have to have like one for every species. Are foxes smarter than a 5th grader? They look like intellectuals. They actually have very nice eyes. Foxes are very smart creatures. They are often seen as some of the smartest wild animals in their family. Foxes have shown problem-solving skills in lab experiments and in wild settings. They can learn patterns like chicken coop schedules to improve their hunting. Foxes are also known to fake injuries to distract prey and even lure predators away from their den. Some foxes have also been seen using creative foraging techniques such as pawing or nudging leaves and rocks to flush out hidden prey. They may not be smarter than a 5th grader, but they certainly are sly creatures. Very wise beasts. Meep, thank you for the take cares. Is there a slide that says, "What does the fox say?" Yeah, there was one. There was. If a fox attacks your chickens, you have to destroy it, by the way. That's grounds for deletion. Passed out at a London bus stop, woke up to this. What would you do in this situation, chat? What would you do if it was trying to take you away? Why is he chasing it down like that? Oh, he looks so sly. What are you doing? Oh god, he got robbed. How you gonna let a fox rob you like that? Foxes have adapted to living in big bustling cities. Red foxes and gray foxes are the most common kind found in cities. In places like London and the suburbs of New York City and New Jersey, they are common visitors in people's backyards, like mine. They'll eat leftover food and dig through trash. Foxes that live in these urban environments are often more confident around humans, sometimes even approaching, although most of them will avoid direct contact with humans. Some people like myself love them, and while others consider them pests and a nuisance. But they're so cute! How could you? They just steal. They're little thieves. They just look awkward. They're awkward creatures. Fox family life. Foxes, although sneaky hunters, are actually really loving and attentive partners. Foxes will often show love by cuddling, hugging, smiling, nipping, and nose rubbing each other. Foxes are usually monogamous, mating with only— What do you mean usually only? What do you mean usually? There's no fox harems out here, bro. After 50 days, they will usually have a litter the size of 4 to 6 fox kits. The fox kits are born helpless, being toothless, blind, and deaf. Their eyes and ears are only open and start being used after around 2 weeks. Oh my god, dude. They are useless. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to continue. Both parents help feed and care for the young, making them one of the best co-parenting species in the world. They have a whole system there. The father fox will often play with the kits or pups excitedly, as well as bring food to the mother fox while she's in the den with the kits. They also will help teach the pups survival skills by hiding surplus food in twigs and leaves, teaching the kits to sniff and forage for food. The father fox will also often play an ambush game with his pups to teach them how to escape from predators. The father will usually start his routine in the summer. When the kids first start leaving the den, the mother fox will often stay with her kids continuously until they begin to leave the den. Well, that's cute. It sounds like they have a whole system there, you know? It's interesting how much of it has to be taught, though, and how much of it they're just, like, born with, you know? I'm kind of impressed. I'm honestly, I'm kind of impressed. Did you know that fennec foxes can hear prey moving underground? I mean, look at those ears! What are you listening for, bro? Your ears are like the size of your head. Red foxes can leap up to 6 feet high, taller than me, and run around 30 miles per hour. Arctic foxes have fur on the bottom of their paws for warmth and traction. Don't dogs also have that, though? Like, you'll look at their paws and they're just fluffy under there. Foxes use their tail for balance and warmth. Some people have fennec foxes and even red foxes as pets, although I heard they don't really make good ones. I mean, people will keep anything as pets, including squirrels. People who own squirrels as pets kind of scare me, though, not gonna lie. That's like another level of crazy, you know? I mean, they're cute, but like, you know? Yeah, you know. You know. Foxes walk on their toes rather than their whole paw. Some foxes can hear up to 40 yards away. I guess most probably can, okay? Sometimes scientists are speculating foxes may be trying to domesticate themselves. What? Foxes in media and pop culture. Foxes can show up everywhere in modern day media, often being portrayed as clever, magical, mysterious, or even cute creatures. Zootopia. Nick Wilde is a sly fox who at first is portrayed as a con artist and eventually at the end ends up joining the police force. At the start of the movie, they also have accomplice Finnick, who is based on a Finnick fox. His size was used in a con scheme as he used to pretend to be Nick's son due to his small size. Why Zootopia? I've never seen Zootopia before. Huh. Pokemon. Ninetales and Vulpix are inspired by Japanese kitsunes. These fox-inspired Pokemon are said to have lived for thousands of years and use supernatural abilities such as manipulating fire. They also have Finnegan, a fire-type Pokemon that is inspired by the real-life Finnick fox. Okay. Minecraft. They are shown in Minecraft as passive mobs towards the player who are adorable and sneaky. They can be seen doing the fox jump sometimes to attack prey, holding items in their mouths and curling up when sleeping. They cannot be tamed. However, if a player breeds 2 foxes together with wild berries, the offspring will not fear the player. I did not know that. The helpful fox, Cinco-san. Cinco is a gentle and magical fox demigod, but she's a child. Okay, anyway, who takes care of Kuroto Nakano, an overworked salaryman, by cooking and pampering him to bring him comfort and happiness. She is seen with a big fluffy tail and some kitsune powers such as manipulating foxfire. But that's a child! What do you mean, magical fox demigod? What? She's a 9,000-year-old fox lady? Don't give me that! Don't you give me that! Shut up! Shut your mouth! She's not a child. That is a whole child right there, bro. She's built like a child, at least. I don't care if she is or not. Shut up. I'm confused. What do you mean she's 9,000 years old? What do you mean? The end. Why is bro built like a fucking hamburger here? I'm sorry, pardon my language, but why is he scrunched up like that? Why is he all scrunchy? Thank you for watching my presentation about my favorite animal, the fox. I hope you guys enjoyed it and learned a thing or two. Stay curious and maybe keep an eye out for them the next time you're out. Early life obsession with fox death. She just blends in with them. I guess she's meant to be fox-sized. But really, what is bro doing here? Like, what is this? If you guys went outside and saw this, what would you do? Like, what would your honest reaction be? I don't know how I would feel about it, to be honest. This does look like a nice plushie, actually. He's friend-shaped. I could see it. I could definitely see it. just don't know how they condense themselves like that. Anyway, yes, next presentation. Thank you very much. Round of applause. Thank you for sharing Fox knowledge. I appreciate it. Pardon me. The foxes were nice. I'm dying, but that's okay. Alright, next presentation. A brief history of American steam locomotives. You don't have permission to place 17 media objects in this. What the hell do you mean 17, bro? What? What have you done? What have you done? Alrighty. Steam locomotive facts and context. Oshi, Horsey, happy to be in the UMARMY still. It's nice to have you. It's nice to have you. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Thriving, surviving, horselizing. The workings of a steam locomotive are fairly simple. Water is heated in a boiler that turns into steam, and then the steam is put through pistons that move back and forth, making the locomotive move. Wheel arrangements can change depending on the locomotive and even have names. For example, the diagram on the right represents 482 or mountain locomotive. Okay. It has 4 leading wheels, 8 driving wheels, and 2 trailing wheels. Each number represents how many wheels are on an axle. When talking about wheel arrangements, the dash is not needed, so it would be said 482. You know, I kind of wonder how many people this bad boy's ran over. Oh, you even have the dancing numbers. 2 trailing wheels. Okay, I see the vision here. I see it. The beginnings of steam. Steam locomotives in the United States around the early 19th century consisted of either makeshift design or were of British origin. The makeshift designs usually consisted of ready-made steam engine parts thrown together to create a locomotive. Some British imported locomotives come from Robert Stephenson and Company, but later modified to accommodate the often rugged track conditions. Oh, the Camden and Amboy Railroad No. 1, later known as the John Bull, before and after arriving to the U.S. You know, I'm thinking about this, right? Like, trains used to be a really big part of the United States. Like, it was like a huge cultural thing. Like, we relied on trains for everything. If you wanted to get places, you had to go by train. But now trains are, like, obsolete in the modern day. I think they're only really used to, like, transport cargo. But even then, a lot of people just, you know, fly stuff. So, what if we just don't have tracks in the future? What if they get rid of all the railroads? And, like, what if trains are just, like, a thing of the past? What if that day comes about? What's gonna happen then? I mean, how long were trains even around, right? I think trains are still a thing in Europe and stuff, but not really so much the United States anymore. Some people still use passenger trains. Not many people, though. That's more like a novelty than like anything that's practical to do. Duncan, thank you for the 2 kids. The one Amtrak enjoyer left. Am I a joke to you? Just drive, bro. What do you mean? Why do you need to take the train? Just drive. It's easy. It's fine. You got this. I don't believe in public transportation in the United States, okay? I don't believe in it. It's not very practical. By the 1850s, steam locomotive design progressed overall, being a bit bigger than their early counterparts and faster, all at the cost of fuel consumption. Not every steam locomotive burned coal. Some locomotives, depending on location, burned wood or even oil, but burning wood could be hazardous as it caused a lot of sparks to fly from the smokestack. Also, by the 1850s, the 440 American design started to become more commonplace on American rails and later became a dominant class of locomotives across the US by the 1870s. Fun fact, the reason why some locomotives have a V-shaped smokestack is to prevent sparks flying out. I did not know that. That's interesting. Trains are the most whimsical experience? Huh. I never really thought about trains much until I met people that like trains. Like, the UMARMY taught me that trains are a thing still. I know that sounds bad, but like growing up I didn't really hear much about trains. Like, it doesn't come up in conversation that often. You have to like live in a very particular part of the United States to like be around trains, you know? Like, it's not, most of the United States does not have railroad tracks like that. Like, they're there, but like you don't think about them that much. You're just kind of like, oh, that's like I don't know, it's like seeing an old unused well. Like, it's there, but you don't think about it. Tomboy, do you remember trains? Do they still exist? I guess they do, but I mean, it's like I said, I don't think much about them. I know they were important at one point. By the end of the 19th century, steam locomotives had become more diverse, ranging from the Express 442 Atlantics, the mid-size 460 10-wheeler, to the heavy 280 consolidation class, each having their own advantages and disadvantages. Atlantic locomotives was a natural step in the development of 440, allowing room for a bigger firebox and boiler and faster speeds, but these locomotives did not have the attractive effort to haul heavy goods. The Consolidation, however, was a locomotive built for heavy goods because of its 8 driving wheels touching the rails, allowing for more grip on the rails, but this meant it wasn't very fast at all. Okay. Lastly, the 10-wheeler, named because of its 10 total wheels, was a good mixed traffic locomotive, being able to fill the role as good or passenger. Okay, so it's both, really. Okay. Trains are complicated, but it just sounds like they're all spec'd out to do different things, which is cool. I like that. I'll have different specialties. From the start of the 1900s onward, locomotive builders would push the limits of steam technology by either adding more wheels to enlarge the firebox and boiler to make more steam, or adding a second pair of pistons and driving wheels, all in the name of speed and strength! The 462 Pacific and 282 Mikado locomotives were built around the turn of the century, the former for its speed and the latter for its strength. Articulated locomotives were also developed during the First World War. They were built to push or pull heavy trains, but they were slow and had a mad appetite for fuel. On top of that, they could damage tracks if running at top speeds, which is the last thing you want, to be honest, because who wants to pay for repairs? Just think of all the damsels that were ran over in the process of this, man. Trains are cool and all, but what about the people who died in them, huh? To be fair, I think trains were how people got to their families for like the holidays or whatever. That's why the Polar Express exists, right? Pretty sure. Train robberies too, that's true. That is true. Streamlining. Oh no, the modern trains, they don't have that whimsical look to them anymore, yeah. During the 1920s and 30s, railroad companies started to add a lightweight shell to the steam locomotives to make them more aerodynamic to create faster engines. It is known as streamlining. Companies such as the New York Central, Pennsylvania Railroad, and Milwaukee Road all had luxurious passenger services that boasted high speed and comfortable rides. They all look a little bit samey in the face, you know? A little bit same. Age of Giants. By the time of the late 30s and into the Second World War, locomotive builders once again built larger locomotives with longer wheelbases and huge boilers. These locomotives had wheel arrangements of 464 Hudson and 482 Mountain, or even 210-4 Texas. One of the largest steam locomotives built before the U.S. entry into the Second World War was the Union Pacific Big Boy, an articulated 4884 locomotive. It was built for pulling heavy goods trains over the mountains of the Range and then the Sherman Hill in Wyoming, with a power output of between 6,290 to 7,000 horsepower. It was an absolute unit. Okay, but horses are better. I don't know. If this was like back in the old days, like the old days, would any of you guys become the train workers? Like, would you work on the trains? Would you do the train person on the train? A train person? I know, I'm so good at articulating myself. Yeah. A conductor. Why not? It sounds fun. Oh, wait, hold on. Is this just a blank slide? Wait, I'm really thrown off by this. Is this a blank slide? Is there something here? I'll wait a moment. Okay. Okay, I don't know why that was there. At the same time, steam was starting to reach its peak. Diesel locomotives were starting to become commonplace. At first, they were used as switchers due to the technology being unreliable. But by the 30s, at the same time, streamlined locomotives were built. The diesel locomotive became a cheaper alternative, requiring less crew to operate, and was much more clean than the soot and ash that steam engines produced. Okay. But by the start of the 1940s, General Motors' Electromotive division produced the FT diesel locomotive. It would be tested across the United States in Santa Fe, bought 100 of the diesel sets before the start of the Second World War. Diesel? The last of the giants. They were replaced. After the end of the Second World War and wartime restrictions were lifted, steam locomotive builders once again built larger locomotives, but had to contend with diesel locomotive builders such as EMD and General Electric. More railroad companies started to switch from steam to diesel motive power. It was the beginning of the end for steam as a whole. The last steam locomotives built by a commercial manufacturer, that being Lima Locomotive Works, was 10284 Berkshires for the Nickel Plate Railroad in 1949. The big three steam builders were the American Locomotive Company, Baldwin Locomotive Works, and Lima Locomotive Works. Lima and Baldwin both went belly up by the 1950s, while Alco managed to stick around, producing some successful diesel locomotives, but in 1969 Alco closed its last locomotive plant in that place. Yes. From then on, railroad companies scrapped their steam locomotive fleet in favor of the much more reliable and cost-effective diesel locomotives. The era of farming did not last. Thank you very much. This has been informative and interesting. Diesel. Why did diesel replace everything? Maybe now you guys will understand the pain that horses had to go through when they were replaced by dogs for man's best friend. Merely a glimpse into the sick, twisted reality we have, where people just choose what's more convenient instead of what has more aura or what was loyal to them when they needed it most. And thus the march of time continues on, heartlessly, I might add. Yes, it was, yeah. Goodness gracious. That was a good presentation, though. That actually was informative. I feel like I'm learning for once. My brain is recovering after all the things that just happened. Insane, insane. Okay, let's see. What else do we have here? Okay. Thank you very much for the 4.2 apples. I appreciate it. Slideshow. Alrighty. Bring back horses as transport. I don't know if we can do all that. Intro to practical handgun for modern applications in defense. Ammo is cheap, life is expensive. Not sure I'd call ammo cheap, but alright, buddy. It's an ominous start here. Fundamentals of firearm safety. Treat every firearms as if it's loaded. No. I will be flagging each and every one of you. Never point a firearm at anything you are not willing to destroy. The destroying is optional. It depends on my mood at the time. Keep your finger off the trigger until sights are on target and you're ready to shoot. But it's funny when you keep your finger there, because then you're prepared to shoot at a moment's notice. Be sure of what your target is and be sure of your target and what is beyond it. If I accidentally shoot a kid standing behind my target, they probably should have moved out of the way, to be honest. For legality and life preservation purposes, always remember the 4 safety rules. Important key factors by order for practical use. Comfortability and hand ergonomics. This includes safeties and loading operation. You're less likely to shoot. You're less likely to use something you're uncomfortable with. I don't want to accurately I mean, if push comes to shove, you know. Cost of ammo. If you gotta take a loan to throw lead, it's probably not going to be fed very much. Ammo's pretty expensive, yeah. Looks. If you like how it looks, you're more likely to pick it up and train with it. It's not always the case, but this helps, and training is the key to all skills, more so in life preservation. That is true. That is true. Training. I'll take a person who shoots one gun 10,000 times versus someone who owns 10,000 guns and only shoots each one once. Bro, I feel like the person who owns 10,000 guns probably knows more about, you know, firearms in general than the person who shoots one gun 10,000 times, you know? Am I wrong to think that? Like, is that a crazy assumption to make? You guys see where I'm coming from with this, right? Like, if you're that big of a gun fan, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. It's sometimes counterintuitive. I guess you do need to know how the gun works. That's true. That's true. But still. Like all skills, shooting is perishable and high accuracy depletes rather quickly. During times of high stress, we do not rise to the occasion. We sink to the level of our training. Bro pulled out the motivational quote. Someone make this guy a supervisor. He's got that aura. Every type of round has different accuracies with each different weapon type. If there was a single pistol answer to everything, all militaries around the world would have already adopted it. Stress inoculation is gold, but like gold, it's rare to acquire. Some instances can be found in training, but most only happen in real-world scenarios. It's not fun, and I hope none of you ever have to experience it. What do they mean by this? This person is strangely wise. Maybe they've seen a thing or two. I don't know. 10,000 guns? Yeah, we don't have the budget for 10,000 guns. I'm sorry. Hey, don't worry about what the military has and hasn't adopted. That's not the point here. Second point, get to the range as much as you can, especially if the city or Uncle Sam is paying for the ammo. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Dry fire often as much as possible if you want to shoot good. 20 to 30, this is the percentage of the FBI statistics of police hit rates in real-world scenarios with civilians under duress being equal to or worse in performance. I have no idea what that means, I'm gonna be honest with you. What do these numbers mean? I don't know. I don't know. Hit rate, okay. So they hit enough times. They hit enough times. Your life and the lives of those you care about matter. The greatest investment you can rely on is yourself. Many times that is all the resources you have. Better to die in the attempt than die having done nothing at all. This is a very, manly spirit type of presentation. Yeah. It's got manly spirit. I've trained many people to go out, but not everyone came back. Make every day count. From nameless instructor. That was the presentation. I don't know who made this, but they clearly believe in the importance of firearm safety. Now, I do as well. I just want to make this clear. I do as well. I'm merely horsing around. Yes, do not flag your allies. Do not get crazy reckless and whatnot. Just be careful. Ugh, be careful out there, fellas. Be careful out there. We do love firearm safety. It's very important. Very important. Thank you very much, though. Round of applause. Yes, do not the friendly fire. No friendly firing. Friendly fire is not very friendly at all, despite the name. What do we have next here? Launch Escape Systems by Josh. Thank you, Josh. Let's see. Purpose. Launch Escape Systems, LES, are a great safety precaution. Well, they are a safety precaution. Didn't say great necessarily, but added to crewed space missions to get the crew away from a failing rocket in case of an emergency during launch. Launch Escape Tower was invented by NASA. Solid rocket engine pulls the capsule away. Tower gets jettisoned mid-flight. Used on American Mercury, Apollo, and Orion capsules. Used on the Russian Soyuz. Unintentional firing of LES on uncrewed Mercury Redstone 1. Credit NASA. NASA. I don't know why I say it like that, but yeah. Rockets are confusing but cool at the same time. Historical uses with crew. Soyuz T-10-1 in 1983. The launch escape tower ignited on the launch pad, carrying the crew of 2 cosmonauts away from the failing rocket that blew up just seconds after. Cosmonaut is such a funny name. The Soyuz MS-10, one of the side boosters failed to detach on ascent, so the launch escape tower ignited and carried the crew of 2 Russians and 1 American and 1 Canadian safely away from the failing rocket. Why does Russian stuff always blow up? I feel like they experiment with a lot of stuff, and you know, no offense to any Russians in the chat, by the way, but like, yeah, a lot of Russian stuff just blows up. It's, very, very non-American to have things fail like this. I'm just saying, if it was American, this wouldn't happen. Like, it wouldn't happen with us like that. That's a skill issue right there. That would not happen if it was American. I'm just saying. That's just saying, bro. You know, nothing personal or anything. Ejection seats. Somewhat rare, never needed to fire to protect the crew. Used on Soviet Vostok capsules. Used on American Gemini capsules. Partially implemented on early space shuttle missions. Doesn't really seem like it'd be very useful, to be honest. Tomoe, several NASA spacecraft blew up. But I bet it happened in a way that was cool, unlike the Russian ones that just blow up in like a lame way, you know. When our plans backfire, they do it in a cool way, because it's American, so it's automatically cool. It's different. Pusher motors, common in modern capsules, rocket engines on capsule pushed away, stays with capsule for entire mission, used on SpaceX Dragon, Boeing Starliner, Blue Origin New Shepard, only fired outside of testing on an uncrewed Blue Origin mission. I see. The future, reliability. Why is it so shiny? Does shiny make it more futuristic-y? Do you just add chrome to everything? I wonder about that. Forward-looking designs aim to be reliable enough to not require launch escape systems. This has only been tried on the space shuttle so far, but SpaceX aims to make their Starship as reliable as passenger jets. Okay. That means one day you guys could be going to the moon, the stars, even another planet where we can begin UMARMY operations. But in like a different place, you know, a different universe. Thanks for watching. was a good presentation. I like the aesthetics. It was nicely put together. Lots of explosions, lots of intergalactic conquest and whatnot, you know? So, quite whimsical, I must say. Quite whimsical. We're off to a strong start thus far. I have so many presentations left, dear God. Dear God, how did this happen? Thank you, Extra Space, for the 2 carrots. Hey, chat, just a reminder to like the stream. Yeah! Like the stream. Well, let's continue on. I'll probably do a couple more and then take an intermission of about 10 hours. And then finish the rest at like noon today. I feel like that's fair. I can't go over all of them tonight though. I don't have like the... I don't have the willpower to do that. Plus, you know, it's kind of really late, so yeah. Well, this one's about a dude. It's not Ryan Gosling though. It's a dude though. This dude is apparently named Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry, okay. Reasons to believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry. I don't know who Joe Hendry is. He was born in Edinburgh, Scotland on the 1st of May, 1988. Standing at 6'2" and weighing 250 pounds. First debuted on Insane Championship Wrestling, IWC, in 2019. Currently signed with Total Nonstop Action Impact Wrestling. Who names these things, bro? Who names these? Debuted on November 10th, 2022. Is currently TNA World Championship. Why Joe Hendry? Why? Why? Why is he so shiny? He is the one prestigious champion of wrestling. He helped us through dark times of our lives, gives more meanings to lives. He is the current TNA wrestling champion, the sole reason why we keep wrestling in the United States and in the world, what it means to be wired and inspired. This man really loves this man. What is Joe Hendry? I believe in Joe Hendry. What the hell is this? First and foremost, a wrestler. He represents the light at the end of the tunnel, inspirational of all who strives to better themselves, the being who will bring peace to the world. Okay. Do I believe in Joe Hendry? I don't know! Do I believe in him? That was the end of the presentation? What? Do you guys believe in Joe Hendry after that? Do you feel wired and inspired? Dude, what? Yeah. I mean, he's bringing world peace. They love him in London, Paris, Tokyo, America, Scotland, Canada, and Mexico. They love him everywhere. Do you guys like watching men grapple each other? I haven't watched too much wrestling, but I've been told that's more or less what happens. So you know what? It's kind of like, you know, yeah, wrestling's cool. Wrestling's okay. You like baseball? That's very American of you, thank you. Maybe, huh? Okay. Alright, we got some wrestling fans in the chat. Sometimes, because they're intense as hell, the UMARMY will be watching your career with great interest. Round of applause, though. That's a man who loves Joe Hendry. I'm a little confused, but I feel like it's got potential. What's up next on this list? Okay, all right. Well, let's get back to it. Using finite difference to solve for temperature gradients by Clex A the 7th. I had to think about that for a second. I didn't really think about that. What are finite difference methods? FDM. Think of it how a computer screen approximate curves using square pixels. We can split more complex problems into many smaller, less complex pieces. We can even use this technique to solve problems that may have no analytical solution, like the aerodynamics of a cow. Is that what that is? That diagram? Why do you need to know how aerodynamic a cow is? This forms the basic form, most forms of numerical analysis. This presentation will focus on FDM for its relative simplicity despite its flaws, but other methods include finite volume, industry standard, finite element for structural analysis, spectral analysis, research uses. Okay, problem setup with the pushing up the glasses, okay. To demonstrate a setup and use FDM, we will solve a temperature gradient of a pipe. For this problem, we will solve for the temperature gradient over a 2-dimension pipe, 10 by 0.5 meters. This feels like the setup to like a physics problem or something. What? With air flowing through it. Assume that it is being hit with the constant of gravity. What is the normal force going against this object? The left and right edges of the pipe will be set at 300K. The top will be adiabatic, no heat transfer. The bottom will be adiabatic except for 0.4 meter section with heat flux of 1.0 W/meters squared. Bro, you're a nerd! How do you know all this? Kelvin? Is it Kelvin? It might be. General heat equation, given that we are solving for a 2-dimensional steady-state system with no internal heat generation, our governing equation can be defined as such. Advection-based heat transfer formula or equals diffusion-based heat transfer. Okay. Advection, transport of temperature via the movement of the fluid. Example, a water cooler or a computer, or for a computer rather. Okay. Diffusive heat transfer, the process of heat transfer through a material due to temperature difference, basically just conduction. Okay, all right. Take out notes on this, fellas. Choosing approximation. How does each slide get more confusing than the last? For each term. Advection term approximation. Upwind difference scheme. Okay, upwind differencing estimates derivatives by using values from the upstream direction of the flow. Upwind was chosen as it provides inherent directional bias based on the flow direction. This bias matches the natural behavior of advection. Diffusion term approximation, central difference scheme. Central differencing estimates derivatives using values from both sides upstream and downstream of a point. Central differencing was chosen for the diffusion term due to its higher order accuracy and lack of directional bias. You're strong. You're gonna be able to hold it together. They're relying on you. Alright, we're good. Putting it all together, plugging in our approximations for the respective temperature derivatives, we get the following equation. That's a lot. It's a lot to unpack right there. Dude, this is a summary on your homework? I was wondering, like, what is this? What is this? What are you doing? What is this, bro? What are you doing? You're an aerospace major. Okay, I mean, this is kind of how I'm feeling right now. Oh, the squiggles are multiplying. My brain is exploding. Yeah, this is a Twitch chatter. They're basically trying to flex on YouTube chat right now and say that this is like the intellectual difference between YouTube and Twitch. They're showing you guys what for right now. Are you gonna take that? Are you just gonna take that? Not that I'm like trying to pit you guys against each other, but I'm just saying, you know. Twitch try hard. Oh, that's insane, bro. That's insane. Stop the Greek letters. This is intellectual speak right here. I mean, I'm sure I could solve this if I knew what all of this stuff means. This is like the change in y, and isn't that what the delta symbol's for? I vaguely remember it. I mean, I haven't looked at this stuff in a while, bro. Yeah. See, I understand vaguely. Hi, fellow rocket scientists. So you also understand what this stuff means? You also understand? Dude, they're speaking a different language right now. They're like doing like, they're they understand. Okay, alright, as long as someone in chat understands. I'll do my best to explain it intellectually. Also, thank you very much for the 4.2k and apples. Yes. Okay, take a sip of water real quick and then get back to reading this. Alright. It's the change of temperature in a system. My brain is changing temperatures right now. U equals flow in x direction. V equals flow of velocity in y direction. I is the index of grid point in x direction. J is the index of grid point. What grid are we talking about though? Where is the grid at? Rearrange it to solve the temperature at a specific grid point. So this is just plug and play. Okay, I mean, big fat equation is good. It's good. Oh, this is just derivatives? Okay. Derivatives aren't too bad. Numerical iterator. While we derived an equation to solve at a single grid point, the solution at a point is dependent on the surrounding grid points. However, we are also guessing the surrounding points, meaning we can't actually solve a true equation solution. This is giving me flashbacks to finding areas of 3D objects in calculus, dude. Like, this is... Once you start pulling out the real complex forms, it really makes me spiral a little bit. We can fix this by making an initial guess. Once we have a guess, we can solve for the temperature throughout the grid, which gives us a new guess. Each time we resolve the temperature, guess gets more accurate. Yeah, that makes sense. This occurs because the equation we set up is trying to create a balanced / stable temperature gradient. After a few 100,000 iterations... Bro, how many times do I have to solve this? We will... do the difference between each guess. The difference between each guess will be small enough to consider our true solution. But what's the margin of error on that? Or is it just because you're doing it so many times it doesn't even matter at that point? Taking all of the info we talked about before, we programmed the problem in C++. Why did we have to program it? Was that just to run all of the different iterations and solve for the temperature gradient? Splitting up the 600 by 30 grid points, we get the following solution. Okay. I'm doing my best to understand this, I promise. I won't let your efforts be in vain. You can't really have a person do this. I mean, someone might be really determined. I didn't realize that you had to use, like, programming to be able to solve these things, though. That's kind of crazy. How do you even, like, test on that, though? Like, how does that work if you needed program software to use to do tests? It's not pen and paper? It's not how that works. Depending on what you wanted to figure out, you could draw many different conclusions. The most two apparent behaviors are: we can see how the heat flow boundary condition lowers the temperature of the pipe. We can see how higher airflow changes effects of the temperature distribution. Thank you for listening. Any questions? Permission to cry? I feel like I just took a test on something I didn't study for. Now I feel like a buffoon. I feel like a moron. Like a total bozo. I am not making it out of the stable with this one, bro. I'm sorry for being so stupid. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. How aerodynamic is the horse? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how aerodynamic it is. Get an A++. If you know your boundaries conditions, you can sort of intuit tests. I see. Can get at least a rough estimate of what the answer should be, right? Doesn't have to be precise. I mean, if you were doing pencil and paper, I would assume maybe you just do one iteration and then you round for error or something like that. It's typically how that stuff works, but maybe like the margin of error is so big that you need to do a shit ton of tests. Pardon my French. Mini tests, yes, to get the right thing. Yes. Yes. Very professional here, very distinguished, very orderly in the court. Maybe, I don't think that was copied from a book. I think that was homework, which is respectable. I mean, I feel like I learned something of value. I like how these presentation topics range from like serious to like the most outrageously complicated stuff to like the most simple, goofy stuff out there. It's a little bit of everything. Okay, next presentation. Alright, alrighty. An abbreviated history of U.S. Army rifle development and procurement, as told using characters from the Gacha Girls Frontline by Regal. Awesome! Thank you, Rhea, for the raid! I was just about to begin another presentation. Apparently, it's the history of rifle development and procurement, as told by using characters from Girls Frontline. That is what we will be doing here. I hope you had a good stream, though. It's so early in the morning or late at night. I mean, yeah. Battle raid, thank you! Thank you. I'm horsing around at all hours of day. I cannot be stopped anymore. You're very normal about Girls Frontline. I mean, they're adorable. This makes sense. I'm curious as to what this person made. Oh, the Spanish-American War in Springfield. It is Springfield. We love Springfields out here. In 1901, Springfield Armory begins developing a new rifle after the Army's Crag. Oh God, what is that symbol? That's a funny O. Jorgensen? But I don't think that's an O. Rifles performed poorly in the Spanish-American War. The new rifle incorporates features from both the Krag and Mauser in 1893. United States caliber. Oh, this is the 1903. Okay, it's a bolt action. Barrel length is 24 inches. Look how cute she is, though. That's the important thing here. How did I pronounce it right, bro? That O looks weird. Why does it have a slash through it? Why does it have a slash through it? What is the point? What is the point of this? What are you doing? Come on. Jorgensen. Oh. To be fancy. Scandinavian. I like American. The Ping 1936. I see. Ping is a funny name for a weapon. By the mid-1920s, the Army began experimenting with early prototypes for a semi-automatic rifle to possibly replace the Springfield. In 1932, Canadian designer John Garand's rifle. Oh God, it's the Garand. Oh, okay. It's recommended for adoption, but the Army decides to rechamber the rifle to use existing stocks. Oh. Is this what Canadian women look like, or is it not based off of like where they're from? She looks like more like, you know, like a depiction of like European women or something. I don't know. Maybe it's like, well, actually no, in anime, American women have like blonde hair, blue eyes, so maybe Canadian women have blonde hair, green eyes. Maybe that's the correlation we're making here. Thank you very much for the raid. I'm sorry. We're going over rifles and their adoption in the United States as told by Girls Frontline characters. So we're doing our best to learn right now. This is all PowerPoint submitted by chat. So that's what's happening. I'm Tomoe Umari. I'm a military tomboy horse girl. I horse around occasionally. I hope you had a good stream. I hope everything's going well. I hope you're having a good night. I hope everything is good. Yes, everything is good and fine and peaceful in your world right now. Thank you very much for the raid. Yes. Sorry, I've been talking a lot. I have to compose myself. I have to look cool here. It's about guns. Yes. Looks like someone from the Resistance. I don't know if Canadians are known for resisting. I don't know what Canadians are known for, actually, to be fair. The 1915s NATO trials. After the war, the army wanted to consolidate its current rifle, carbine, and machine gun into a common universal rifle. She has twin tails, so she's awesome. That's how it works. By the 1950s, it settled on an upgraded magazine-fed, Garand-chambered, and then... Oh my god, dude. Why'd they have to streamline it, though? After a series of trials against the FN FAL, the rifle was adopted for service in 1954 and designated the M14. Is this what you guys picture when you think about the M14? Does she have M14 aura to you? I can kind of see it. Although I'm not sure why she's wearing thigh highs. Man, imagine if every time you used a rifle or any other firearm, you like saw a vision of like the girl's frontline version of her. Do you think more people would use weapons in that case, or less people would use them? Because it's like the spirit animal of the weapon, you know? It really makes you think about it. The miniskirt really sells the M14 aura. It's necessary for the design, okay? It's absolutely necessary. She's the best low rarity in the game. I guess they are pretty common in real life. You're not supposed to shoot your gun into your backyard. That's not basic firearm safety there. Is this topic for rifle or cute anime girls? It's both. It's a little bit of both. Yeah, there is a bit of a disconnect between the thigh highs and shirt. Also, barrel length of 22 inches. I forget what the standards are for like acceptable barrel length and stuff. There's like all these rules and like regulations for firearms. Otherwise, people make really cursed stuff. Welcome to the jungle! The M14, due to a number of factors, performed poorly in the jungles of Vietnam. Well, that's not good. Seeking a quick solution, the Army ordered more of the Air Force's Armalite 603 rifle for field testing. The new rifle tested well. It was lighter and easier to use. In 1969, it was officially adopted and designated the M16. How do you guys feel about this one? How do we feel about her? What vibes does she have? I like her braid, to be honest. The color scheme is pretty on point. Very excellent. Very superb. This gets a horse out of 10. Oh, she's cute. Why does she have an eye patch? What happened? Who did it to you, honey? I'll kill him. You know what? I think I'm starting to understand now why you guys like gun women so much. I think I'm starting to understand. Like, I get it now. Just looking at them, I get it now. I understand. Everything is starting to click. Barrel length 20 inches. Okay. Capacity 20 round and 30 round detachable box magazines. Pretty good. Pretty good. Take off her forward assist. She doesn't need it. But give it to her anyway. Let her have whatever she wants. You should be giving her the world. Why are you taking things away from her? Boxman, thank you for the 5 carrots. I'm still building my rifle in the E2 configuration. I feel like I need to build one of these. I don't even know how to build a gun, but I love her. Advanced Combat Rifle Program. What's happening next? Oh my god. There's more of them! In 1986, the Army held the ACR program to develop a new rifle that could double the hit probability of the M16 and replace it entirely. But the M16 did her best! A number of interesting designs were tried, including the G11, which fired square, caseless ammunition, and the Steyr ACR, which fired darts. Does that work? None adopted the M16 stays. These guys got cancelled. They probably had a Google Doc dropped about them and everything. Do you guys like their aura still? Do you feel bad for them? I feel kind of bad for them. Why'd they get a design? What if they got cancelled? That's a very interesting weapon shape. The M16 is so OP. I know. Wait, that's a gold apple. Thank you very much for the 7.4 apples. Thank you for the gold apple. That's a 4-star rarity in the Apple Gacha. We're almost at Platinum Apple status right there. Square ammo. Just sounds weird. I don't know how effective it is. Oh. Why does the ammo need this little point at the end, by the way? Is that like what does all the damage? Like it pokes into people, and then this is kind of just like for decoration? So this is the decorative part. And then this is what kills people. Yeah. This is the murder point. And this is just to look cool, you know? This is just, it's just for vibes. What's the rest of that stuff there for? I just don't get it. Steel core duplex projectiles. Oh, that's like a surprise hidden inside. Just don't take a bite out of it. You might hurt your teeth. Tomoe, that's the bullet. Well, that's what the front part's for. Yeah, I get it. The primer? Yeah, I don't understand why they put 2 in 1. That just doesn't seem very practical. It says short is justice, but this woman is lanky. This is like if a giraffe were a human. Here you go. Look how tall she is. This chick looks like she's 6 foot, at least. In 1982, the Army and Marines asked Colt to make a carbine version of the M16 designated the XM4. However, the Army withdraws their funding in 1986. Complaints from Army Rangers after the 1993 Battle of Mogadishu brings interest back to the M4. By 2005, the M4 largely replaced the M16 as the Army's primary weapon. She's got vibes, I guess. Yeah, I see it. I mean, there's a lot going on with these designs. They really like yellow and black, which, you know, I get it. I get it. Horsewoman calls Riflewoman lanky. Is she not lanky? She is lanky. But she seems very practical. Oh. What is the plot of Girls Frontline, by the way? Is it okay to ask that? Like, I'm curious. What exactly happens in Girls Frontline? What's going on there? Huh? Oh, there's more. But wait, there's more. A lot. It's girls on the front line. The plot is sadness, despair. She looks happy though. I mean, she's not wearing any socks, which is kind of sad, but otherwise she looks happy. The MGS-4, the Guns of Patriots. During the 1990s, the Army had held the Objective Individual Combat Weapon Program to develop a 2-in-1 programmable grenade launcher and rifle. As a part of this, Heckler and Koch would submit a rifle designed to replace both the M16 rifle and M4 carbine called the XM8. Ultimately, the program was canceled in 2005 due to bureaucratic and political pressure. That's no reason to cancel it. That's no reason to cancel it at all. It's only 12.5 inches barrel length. That's kind of a little stubby guy, isn't it? It has an interesting design there. Yeah, I know my pronunciation isn't the best. American is my first language, but like, I fumble a lot. Okay, let's not talk about that. Let's focus on the cute girls instead. The plastic tended to melt, but it's cute, so it's okay if it melts. You know? Oh, there's different girls flashing across the screen. Wait, she has hair drills. Wait, why does that one have German Shepherds? What's happening? Cancelled? All of them? In 2010, the Army begins the individual carbine competition to attempt to replace the M4. Why does everyone want to replace the M4? Rather than develop a new rifle, the Army wanted to examine weapons currently on the market already. Yes, competitors included the HK 416, the Remington ACR, the Beretta ARX 160, the FN Scar, an improved M4 variant, and several others. The program was canceled in 2013. You can't replace the M4, I guess. But like... I like their character design, so this hurts me. Why did this happen? Why did this happen? Yeah, that is a lot of Google Docs. The future! Oh my god. She has horns. Why? In 2017, the Army issues the NGSW program to replace the M4 carbine and M249 squad automatic weapon, the SAW. SAW! The winning rifle was designated as XM5, later redesignated to the XM7. It features a folding stock, an additional side-mounted charging handle, and a suppressor as standard issue. I see. SAW! What? Why do they all have, like, there's such a variance of expressions. Her expression is different from the deadpan expression that most of them have. SAW, like the gun from Fortnite. Is there a Fortnite weapon like that? She has police on her jacket. I'd let her arrest me and slam a brick against my head repeatedly until I fall unconscious. I don't think she'll talk to me though. She hasn't seen the horrors of war yet. Maybe you're onto something there. That's true. I see the appeal of GFL now. I get it. No, that was the last slide. No. Yes, I know she's not XM7, but she's the only MCX we have in game right now. Almost missed the fine print at the bottom there. GFL 2 needs to sponsor Tomoe. Maybe I should play that on stream. Should I try playing GFL? I don't know. Is that a mobile game or is it even something that could be played on PC? Because I can't play a mobile game on PC. That'd be too hard to do. Where there's a will, there's a way, though. It's on Steam. Okay, maybe I'll try it then. Maybe we need to try it now. Thank you, whoever made this presentation, for convincing me to try a game that I would normally probably not play. I mean, I'm just afraid of gacha games, right? I'm afraid. I live in a constant state of fear. So, we'll be playing that, okay? We'll be playing that later. We'll see what it's about. We'll see. We'll vibe check it. They're random randoms. They're not supposed to be anthropomorphs of the guns, but why are they named after the guns then? Or are they not named after the guns? I thought they were though. Okay. I see the vision though. I see the vision. Thank you very much though. This was interesting. I'm biased though because I think anime women are awesome. Round of applause! Don't be rude! It's complicated. I'm with you so far. I wonder how we're gonna segue from this presentation. Let's see. Tomoe actually hates anime. That's not true. That's false information. That is strictly incorrect. Alright. What do we have next here? Efficient meal prep template. Maybe I am getting sick. I hope not. Chicken, bean, vegetable soup. Purpose. To provide a general template of how to prepare soup from scratch. Avoids waste. Freezes well and can utilize ingredients normally discarded like bones and vegetable scraps. Save those in the freezer for this recipe. Efficiently uses time instead of preparing lunch daily. Template works with a wide variety of protein vegetable seasoning. Beginner level of skill required. Nutritious. Okay. So far so good. Why are those beans all different sizes? Isn't that like a lot of variance there? Separate chicken meat from carcass. Little fella looks like he could use some lotion though. He's a little dry looking, don't you think? Like, look at those creases on his skin. Prior to cooking, soak 1 16-ounce bag of dried beans in your preference in water overnight. Overnight? Wash hands prior to touching food and after touching poultry. Break down 1 rotisserie chicken into meat in the carcass. What? It's space. Thank you for the 50 carrots. Or you could just get tornadoes and a white monster from the shop at like a real Giga Chat. We're supposed to be nutritious! This person is trying to teach us how to be healthy. That's not gonna give you protein. We need protein here. We need protein. Did he take this picture in his kitchen? I mean, look at all those seasonings. That's a lot. Why a white monster, though? What's with you guys and some white monsters? White monsters are not the superior type of monster, okay? They have a funny chemical-y taste. It's terrifying. It's actually quite scary. Break down 1 rotisserie chicken into the meat and carcass. Put the meat in a container and place it in the refrigerator. Put the bones and cartilage in a pot filled with 1 gallon of filtered or spring water. I recommend an Instapot for this. I actually need to buy an Instapot, I'm gonna be honest. And probably also an air fryer. I'm trying to think of ways to cook chicken better, to be honest. I need more chicken. Fill to the 2/3 line, cook bones and cartilage at a gentle boil for 3 hours or 1.5 hours. Pressure cook with Instapot. Any wait times in the recipe are good opportunities to do chores and exercise. Finish making the chicken stock. This is such a nice kitchen. I feel like this person really has their life together, and it makes me just... I want to do better too. Damn it. After chicken bones and cartilage have cooked, add vegetables and or frozen vegetable scraps and herbs to pot. Using Instapot, release pressure, transfer all liquids and carcass to stock pot, and clean Instapot. I recommend as a baseline 1 yellow onion cut in half and skin on, 3 medium carrots chopped in roughly little bits. Okay, 3 ribs of celery roughly chopped, 1 bulb of garlic cut in half, skin on, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Tie with a kitchen twine for easier removal. Why is this so fancy? Simmer 1 additional hour on stove. Once finished, remove the solids from the stock with tongs or a slotted spoon and then discard. I guess it is a lot easier to remove if you tie it up like that. Are those just whole onions in there? This person makes a good spouse. They do have it together. Drain the water from the now soaked beans. Strain chicken stock through a fine mesh strainer into another container to remove fine solids. Rinse out pot and add chicken stock and beans back to pot. If using Instapot, add beans to Instapot and pour chicken stock through fine mesh strainer until reaching 2/3 max fill line. Bring pot to boil, reduce to simmer, cover with lid, and let cook for 45 to 90 minutes until beans are tender. If using Instapot, just select the beans setting and allow to cook. This is like some professional chef stuff right here, right? This is not for novices. This is not for the faint of heart. Mix beans and add vegetables and chicken. Once beans are finished cooking, optionally blend with immersion blender or mash with masher or wooden spoon. This thickens up the soup. Sauté diced vegetables until tender. Can sauté in stock pot if using Instapot, or sauté pan if using stock pot to cook beans. Use cooking fat of choice. I recommend extra virgin olive oil. Add a strong pinch of salt to vegetables and help release moisture. Add vegetables to beans. So using Instapot, pour blended beans into the stock pot with the sauteed vegetables. But there's so many components. Finish the soup. Chop up chicken meat and mix into soup. Season to taste with salt and or salty liquid of choice. Can use fish sauce. Fish sauce. God damn, I can't talk. Worse, it's just sauce. Soy sauce. Yes, I'm composed again. Add seasoning of your choice. Dried herbs, spices, chili flakes, turmeric, curry powder, black pepper, paprika, cumin, etc. Keep tasting and adjusting soup until you're happy with salt and seasoning levels. Chop up greens such as spinach and fold into soup. Divvy up the heat. Safe containers. Allow to cool and refrigerate. Should make around 8 portions. Conclusion. I strongly recommend getting an Instapot. Feel free to swap chicken with cooked protein of your choice. Sausage works great. I think sausage is great for soups. Yes. If pressed for time, can use pre-cooked beans from can or bag and store-bought stock. Save bones and veggie scraps in separate Ziploc freezer bags for later use instead of tossing. Thank you, Tomoe and the Umari. This is a lot of work. It's about commitment. It's about just going for it, you know? Just locking in and making a soup. I'm not good at fancy recipes, but A+ for healthy eating. You hate cooking? You'll never be a good housewife with that attitude. Get it together, son! Laughs in canned soup. Not with that attitude. I need you guys to be stronger than this. I can feel my sanity gradually declining as I skip through many different topics to try and educate the UMARMY to the best of my ability. This one's gonna make me actually lose it, so let's continue. Yeah, let's. Alright. More food streams! Why a hot dog is considered a sandwich. By Dr. Professor Tomoe, sandwich expert. Is this really the route you want to go down, son? You might be telling yourself, but Dr. Professor Tomoe, you gotta be some type of dumb idiot to think a hot dog could be even remotely close to considered a sandwich. Well, my fellow horses, I'm here to say you're wrong! Since a sandwich can only be classified by its 2 pieces of bread and its internal contents, you could say just about anything could be under the subclass of a sandwich. As you can tell by this equation, it clearly all adds up. Bread plus meat plus bread equals sandwich. Yes, it's that simple. Look at that, that's a sandwich. It just makes sense how a sandwich is made as a whole. Condiments for stability. 2 bread for support, veggies for support, meat for protein, and a daily taste. Yes, yes. Now if we use a couple of mathematical equations, you'll find to see just how in-depth this can get, but it all makes sense if you understand simple math. What's with you guys and overly complicated equations? Can't you just do like 1 + 1 = 2? Now, if we take a closer look, you can see it's the same as a sandwich, only as a professional would say the long way. 2 bread for support, meat for taste and daily protein intake, veggies for support, and condiments for stability. We may all have heard the hot dog meat may or may not contain horse. I'm looking at you, Tomoe, but I'm here to say this is indeed false, only in the US. While horse meat is not a common ingredient in hot dogs, it has been found in some cases, particularly in Europe, leading to scandals in the past. Hot dogs are typically made from processed meat, usually pork, beef, or chicken. Why would you do this? Why? What are you eating horse meat for, you weirdos? If you don't think this is possible, I'm sorry to say I have foolproof evidence as well. All my friend Google is always right. Oh. Hot dog can be considered a sandwich. I mean, AI overview would never lie to you guys. Come on. I'm gonna have to deduct points for using AI in your presentation instead of doing your own research. Come on, man. You should have just clicked on the link and cited your sources normally. This is unacceptable behavior right here. Thank you for your time. This has been Dr. Professor Tomoe. You know, it's okay to be wrong. I want you to know that. It's okay to be wrong, and, like, I think it's good that you're already accepting of that. Like, you started out on the right foot, alright? You just keep going with that attitude. A Pop-Tart is a sandwich? I'm a pop you in the jaw. How about that? Get a knuckle sandwich. Did Tomoe use AI this morning? I mean, that was different, okay? That was to help me thrive in my Terraria playthrough. That's different. It's not the same. Hot dogs are not a sandwich. Nice try. Nice try. Spreading these lies around like this. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. What do we want to do here? I just look at the list of presentations and it's not getting any smaller. Alright, next presentation. Dog or not dog? Let's see, guys. Dog or not dog? Who let that dog smoke? Where are your parents at? This dog has gone bad. This is a bad dog. Bro's bad to the bone. Dog? Probably a dog. That's not a dog. That's definitely not a dog. I mean, you can't give something a cigarette and call it a dog. It just looks like a sad cat. Monkey time. What does this have to do with dogs? Also, I don't think that's a monkey. I think that's a bonobo. I believe that's an orangutan actually. I know there's like different classifications and stuff, but that's not just a monkey. Okay, that's an ape. That's not a monkey though. Okay? You should know this. You gotta do your research. Yeah. Definitely not a dog. Unless that's a fox. That's definitely a fox. What even is a dog? That dog has a pipe. He's very fluffy. How does a dog? Why do they all have cigarettes? Why are they all smoking? That's not a dog! Why does a dog do as it do? If I was a chihuahua, I'd probably smoke too. There's a horse here, okay. Is this bigger dog? Now that horse is smoking. They have crazy eyes. Guys, do horses normally have crazy eyes? Like, do you feel like if a horse was a girl, it'd slash your tires? Be honest with me. This is a tobacco ad in disguise. It kind of feels like it. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Oh, that was it. That was the presentation. What were you trying to teach us here? Why was there only like one dog in there? Anyways, there's space for the 50 carrots. Clip, clop, nay, doggo. I feel like my sanity has rapidly declined throughout this, but I agree with the sentiment. I quite agree with it. Be honest with us, would you slash our tires? Maybe if provoked, perhaps. Maybe if you chose a car over a horse, I might have to, you know? Just to send a message. A very, very strong message. Kind of like a how dare you, except with more legal consequences, you know? I think that would be very apt. It's very appropriate for the setting. What's up next on our agenda? Okay. Here we go, fellas. Moonshining is apparently what we will be going over next. Moonshining. Any moonshiners in the chat? What if I like fossil fuels? I bet you like dinosaurs too. The hell? Moonshining. I mean distilling legally because we're good horse soldiers. That's good. That's good. Isn't moonshine like really high percentage of alcohol or something? Distillation, what is it? This is really fancy. Distilling is taking out alcoholic source and making it higher proof. Typically done with controlled evaporation, but freeze distilling jacking is an option. At a glance, whiskey comes from beer, brandy comes from wine. Everything else, sorry, not covered here. I didn't know whiskey came from beer, and brandy comes from wine. I don't know anybody who drinks brandy though. I've never met any brandy drinkers. I've never tried it myself. Where are the equations? That's a good question. I would actually expect there to be equations in this. Usually does not include hops. Also, corn is often used. Different types of stills. Pot still versus column still. Pot stills are large pot-shaped stills that are usually made of copper and distill spirits on a batch-by-batch basis. Column stills include at least one tall cylindrical column. They can be operated continuously and produce spirits more efficiently and at a higher proof. Generally speaking, pot stills create richer and more flavorful spirits, while column stills are preferred for more neutral spirits. What is a spirit? Why does this look like a pizza oven, kinda, you know? Brandy is gross. Brandy is wine too. Oh. Spirit is high proof alcohol. Okay. Okay. I didn't know we had some professional alcoholics in the chat. I mean alcohol knowers. I didn't mean to call you guys alcoholics. I mean like people with knowledge of alcohol, okay? Not that you guys drink, you just know about alcohol, okay? Yeah. What was that about Jackie? That's a good question, PowerPoint. Let's continue. Yes, let's continue. Jacking refers to freeze distillation, where you freeze an alcoholic beverage and remove the ice, increasing the proof. That's how we got Applejack. Who called it? Who knew this was gonna happen? Is this illegal? Probably not. Maybe though. Knowledge is never illegal. Unless it's knowledge about committing a crime, then maybe a little. You're drinking right now, so you don't care that much. This isn't an AA meeting, okay? You guys don't have anything to confess. Thank you, Acer Spacer, for the 2 carrots. Hey, I'm Acer Spacer, and I'm an alcoholic. Would anyone else like to come out right now? Does anyone else have anything they want to get off their chest? We have an intermission while there's a pony on the screen. Go on. We're alcohol connoisseurs. I'd say, yeah, okay. Tomoe AA meeting. Alright. No more confessions. I don't think this is a good idea. You have a fondness for Everclear? Please reconsider. You haven't paid child support in 10 years? Okay, you know what? Let's go on. Here's the right Applejack. There we go. I didn't know the horse was named after alcohol. I didn't know that. Yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah. While this will make a stronger alcoholic drink, it does not remove certain undesirable contents that normal distilling can remove when done properly. Let's begin! First step, make sure you have the licensing, at least in the USA, otherwise it's considered moonshining, and that's a big no-no! No! Don't do that. Choose a grain or fruit to ferment. This can greatly affect the flavor of the liquor. Okay, there's corn, barley, rye, berries. Your child doesn't know his dad. Does anyone else have any illegitimate children that they would like to talk about while we're talking about alcohol? I didn't expect it to take this direction, but I will pull you all aside after class to yell at you if I have to. What? What do you mean you hope not? How do you get a license for this? I don't know, honestly. I don't know. Okay, well, a lot of you guys have illegitimate kids. That's fine. You know what? Whatever. I hope your life is okay. Stop alcoholic dumping. I didn't think you guys would say yes. I thought you'd be like, Tomoe, that's ridiculous. I do not have kids that I don't have knowledge about. Fermentation time. This is making all of the alcohol we'll be left with. Make a mash and ferment it with yeast. Keep it in a warm, dark place. If you mess up here, congrats, you made vinegar. I love vinegar. I love vinegar. Yay. Ace Space, thank you for the 2 carrots. UMARMY whiskey win. We're gonna need to get somebody to get a license for that. With the ATF, apparently. Local government or ATF. Okay. 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 Science time! We have some hooch, but we need to go further. We have the technology. We want to evaporate the alcohol, but not the water out of the wash. What we fermented, ethanol, the good stuff, evaporates at 173 Fahrenheit, while water cools at 212 Fahrenheit. Methanol, it is made in the fermentation process and causes blindness and poisoning when drunk in a concentrated doses. One of the reasons distilling is regulated in the US, aside from taxes. Luckily, it evaporates at 148 Fahrenheit, so we can deal with this easily. Don't go blind, fellas. Don't go blind. Fire up that still. Add the wash to the still, and now we want to heat it up. Having a temperature controller can be really helpful here. We want the still to run somewhere between 173 Fahrenheit and 212 Fahrenheit. This will separate the alcohol from the rest of the wash. Some of the water and flavor/aromatic compounds will get pulled up with it due to physics. Keep a bunch of small jars on hand because not all distillate is equal. For shots, methanol and other undesirable and dangerous stuff, discard it or use it for cleaning, but do not drink. Heads. Usually when ethanol starts coming out of the still but has some compound that does not taste good, best to leave it out. Hearts, this is the good stuff, typically has tasting notes from the wash. This is what we want to keep. Tails, at this point we're starting to get some bad tasting notes like wet dog. If you want to enjoy your hooch, discard. What do you mean wet dog? Is this what men go and do in like the shed? They just make a bunch of alcohol? This is what you guys be spending your winters on? It's weird because like there's so many in-betweens here and all the glasses off to the left look the exact same, bro. It's all a clear white liquid. How can you tell the difference? How can you tell the difference? Shed alcohol, it's different. I make it better than the stores do, okay? It's different. It's different. Oh. It's our God-given, right? Yeah, I get it. Alcohol is pretty cool. What do you guys think? Would history be a lot different if alcohol wasn't a thing? Do you think we'd be at this point as a civilization if people couldn't drink alcohol? I wonder what the effects of alcohol have been on our society, considering how long it's been around. Cause like, you know, you used to have like people get poisoned from alcohol and stuff. That was like how business deals were made and how kingdoms were conquered and all this, that, and the other, you know? We'd still be in caves without alcohol? I don't know about all that, but... Whew, yeah. Alcohol smooths stuff over. Proofing down, aging, and bottling. It's like synonymous for like marriage and stuff. Yeah. Collected our hearts and hopefully like what we got, it's probably about 80% ABV, so you typically dilute it down to about 40% so it's not like jet fuel. So now you decide if you want to age it or leave it white. Aging in wood gives it imparts flavor and color. There's a lot of science here, but usually use charred oak as a safe bet, and you'll be waiting a lot. Or enjoy a less complex liquor now. It's yours. Do what you want with it. Enjoy responsibly. Making really good distilled alcohol takes time, practice, and skill. Have fun, experiment, and learn from your mistakes and successes. Make sure you check your local laws on home distilling and don't overdrink. Don't be this guy. What happened to you? Why is there a man in overalls that's like hunched over in the grass? What happened to him? Did he fly too close to the sun? Bro's wax wings are melting off in real time. What happened? What happened? This is a rather brief overview. There's a lot of details that cannot be fit into this, but it is readily available. Learn more online or visit your local distillery and ask them questions. Okay. Chugged an entire bottle of Shine. That sounds painful though, doesn't it? It sounds kind of painful. Thank you very much for this presentation though. This was quite educational. I have learned! I hope you too have learned, chat. I hope you have also learned. I enjoy these lessons. They make my brain happy. Make my brain very happy. How many more should I do, I wonder? I have so many more. I'll make this next one the last one. This next one's gonna be the last one, and then we'll resume in about 9 hours or so. I can't do math right now, but we'll resume in a while. At a better time of day. Alright, last one. These topics are all over the place, and that is okay. Comparing cryovolcanism in the outer solar system to volcanism on Earth. By Lambda Cryo. Is that what that symbol is? Lambda? Cryovolcanism? What is a cryovolcanism? Oh, that answers it in the first slide. Cryovolcanism is a form of volcanism that erupts water, ammonia, and methane. Cryolava instead of the volatiles and silicate lava that you would normally think of. Cryovolcanism appears on the icy moons in the outer solar system, the planets beyond the asteroid belt. Cryovolcanism was first observed in 2005 when the Cassini Huygens probe photographed the phenomenon. Time-lapse of a cryovolcanic eruption from the Enceladus South Pole captured by this thing. What does it look like? Is that it? Maybe down there? So it's an ice eruption? Ice is exploding? Water, ammonia, and methane. That would be really confusing. Causes of cryovolcanism. Energy that drives cryovolcanism is believed to come from tidal forces. As the gravity from the nearby planets pulls and stretches the moon, the kinetic forces causes the heating within the icy crust of the moon. I see. But ammonia is dangerous, right? So wouldn't that be bad if it happened on Earth? Volcanism on Earth. Volcanism on Earth can be used to explain cryovolcanism in the outer solar system. It is believed that though the components may be different, the principle should be the same. Lava. It's very hot. Don't touch it. Convergent boundary volcanism. On Earth, volcanism can occur at convergent boundaries. Example, West Coast USA, where a dense plate subducts beneath a lighter, less dense plate. What would happen if there was an explosion at the volcanism? Wait, hold on. I have to think of my words here. What would happen if an eruption destroyed all of the West Coast? Like, we just lost Washington, Oregon, and California. I think the price of avocados would go up quite a bit. It would be bad. It would not be good. Because isn't that where they grow avocados? I think it's somewhere around there, right? Yeah. Almonds are no more. No! No! No. Wow, you guys are so mean to that area. I mean, isn't it bad if Yellowstone... I think there's a volcano there, right? Isn't that what people are worried about? Yellowstone exploding or something? Because there's that yellow gas there, and there's like whole documentaries about it. I kind of want to watch one now, not gonna lie. Dude, almonds are already expensive. I bought a bag of them the other day, and they're so pricey. I'm weird, and I like eating unsalted almonds. That's my confession for the day. I don't know about you guys. I feel like salted almonds are just too salty, you know? But unsalted almonds, you get that raw, natural almond flavor, and it's like, this is peak snack right here. So good. I just wish it was cheaper. If the Yellowstone supervolcano goes, we all do. I don't know, I'd dodge. Me personally, I would dodge. They should make slightly salted almonds. I'm glad you guys understand that they always overdo it. It's too much. It's just too much. The subducted plate brings volatiles down with it, water, which causes flux melting within the mantle. The magma then flows upward and builds within the crust, forming a volcano. Alright, class, here's a question. Let's see how many of you paid attention. How many of you know the difference between lava and magma? What is the difference between the two? Let's hear it while I take another sip of water. Okay, apparently Twitch chat knows and YouTube chat is now you guys know. Okay, I was worried. I was worried for a second. Yes, lava is above ground and magma is underground. So just keep that in mind. That's why on things you'll see like magma down here. Magma is resting under the surface. Lava is like whoosh, you know? It's like above ground. That's your fun fact for the day. I learned that from taking my earth science class in high school. There's also like different types of rocks depending on where they are. Like if they're, you know, in the volcano or outside, and there's like compositions and stuff and all sorts of doodads and whatnot with them. I think earth science is actually really interesting. I know you guys might be like, wow, Tomoe, that's so nerdy, but like, I feel like the world itself is just very fascinating. Like, if you think about how it works, I think it's one of the most interesting things you can study, because you don't think about a lot of this in your day-to-day life, but it's literally like, what composes the things around you? Like, it's everywhere, and yet, it's just not in our heads usually. It's just there, you know, it's cool, it's real, it's raw, it's awesome! Geology is awesome. I think it's beautiful in a way. I really like gemstones, but like I like looking at them. I wouldn't want to own any, but I like looking at them. There are a lot of interesting things in the world, but you also got to pay the bills. Okay, if you guys could have any job, like studying anything or doing whatever, and still be able to have like a good life, you know, not worry about finances and stuff, what would your field of focus be? What would be the one thing you would devote your life to studying if you were able to steadily do so? Because I feel like there's just so much cool stuff out there to, like, you know, dedicate yourself to. Magic? Nuclear fission? What the hell? Video games, military history, genetic editing. You guys have such cool interests! See, that's why I like doing streams like this, where I just, like, you know, let you guys teach me stuff, because you guys have a lot of cool niche interests, and it's fun learning about these things from you guys, too. I might not understand it too well, but I promise I'm doing my best to understand. Even when you slap a bunch of confusing equations all over the PowerPoints, I'm like, I'm excited about it. I like learning about it. So thank you guys for helping me learn more about the things you're passionate about, because I have things I'm passionate about too, like VTubing and sculpting and like all that other stuff, you know? So I like learning from chat, and it makes me happy too, because I'm expanding my brain. I'm getting another wrinkle with each presentation, so thank you. Thank you. Nuclear power is confusing as hell. What do you mean? That's so complicated. I'm surprised no one submitted a PowerPoint about nuclear stuff. Let's see. Hotspot volcanism occurs when mantle plumes are driven upward by convection in the mantle. This extremely hot and less dense mantle material continues moving upward in the crust and melts surrounding crust into magma. Typically occurs in the thinner oceanic crust, example Hawaii, though it can occur in continental crust, example Yellowstone. It's very bad. Convergent boundaries. Photographs of the surface of Europa seem to indicate that icy crust moves and conducts subducts similarly to tectonic plates. How can you even tell just from looking at this stuff? Behind the subsumption bands, there are structures that look like cryolavas flowing out of cryovolcanic vents. Visual representation of possible ice shell subduction on Europa. The model is based on findings of sudden disappearance of the red fractures beneath raised ridges, as well as possible cryolava flows behind the ridges. So they kind of just have to guess what's going on, I guess. Like, you look at it on the surface. I don't even know what these bands are supposed to be, to be honest. Maybe it's just, like, outer decor. But this is all ice and stuff. It's crazy. Convergent boundaries. Disappearance of surface features are evidence of the subduction of these icy plates. Higher albedo features seen in the satellite images, possibly cryovolcanic activity, cryolava flows. Okay, this is an image taken showing the subsumption bands forming where plates are being subducted. That's kind of cool. So basically, to put it into horse terms, things are moving up and sliding over other parts, which is drawing other parts down, and that's causing things to happen. Earth is shifting around. To be honest, the Earth is always moving. Like, you just don't think about it, but I think the continents are actually moving closer together again. I'm pretty sure that's the period of Earth history we're at, like, where they get like an inch closer every year or something. And we're gonna be back in Pangea eventually, if the Earth doesn't like explode before then, which will probably happen, to be honest. I don't know how much longer we have on Earth. We just make the most of it every day. Not to like get all existential crisis-y on you guys, you know. Earth is cool though. The things that naturally happen without human intervention are cool. Hotspot cryovolcanism appears to occur on Saturn's moon. Enceladus. All cryovolcanism on this place occurs in a province known as the Tiger Stripes. They're pretty though. They're pretty. Bring back Pangea. I will be the ruler of Pangea. Just watch. One theory as to how Tiger Stripes volcanic province formed from faulting and substance of ice shells. It's all ice doing ice stuff. This has a silicate core? Isn't it usually like... There's like a lot of different elements inside of planets, right? Does anyone have a lot of knowledge about solar systems and stuff? Next time I do this, can someone make a presentation on like space stuff? Cause like, I love learning about space. Space is neat. I don't know, it's just fascinating, like the elements out there and the way they interact with each other, and like super giants and black holes and blue dwarfs and red dwarfs and yellow dwarfs and green dwarfs. I don't think most of those are real, but you get it. It's cool. It's neat. It's awesome. It's okay if you don't know. That's why we rely on the people who do know to teach us. Or we just watch a bunch of documentaries about it and fall asleep to them. Theoretical model for the convection within the icy shell. I wonder if we'll ever know the truth one day. It's fascinating. We got diagrams up here and stuff too. Dynamic uplift causes cracking, faulting, and doming. Upwelling, warm ice water. I wonder how it got warmed up. Maybe there's just stuff happening under the surface there. I guess this diagram probably shows it best. Anything you guys want to teach me is okay. I am here to learn. There's a lot to learn about the solar system, so anything is okay. I might not be able to pronounce it very well, but like, I like learning. Guys, if the aliens came and abducted us, who do you think they would take first? Oh, so this is what happens when the winds melt. Brine mobilization, drainage, faulting, and breakup. All very confusing concepts, but very neat. Hotspots. Another example of hotspot cryovolcanism occurs on Saturn's moon, Titan. Radar image of Doom Mons located on the surface of Titan. I guess that's a feature on it. Image reveals preserved cryo lava flow, red arrows at the foot of the cryovolcano. Likely caused by convection of ammonia ice mantle below the... Why is there so much ammonia on ice planets? What the hell? What's happening here? Hostile or benevolent abduction? I don't know, maybe what aliens would value is different than what we value as a civilization. You gotta think about it. Conclusion, the processes that cause volcanism on Earth seem to be likely analogs for cryovolcanism in the outer solar system. With increasing interest in the icy moons, recently launched Europa Clipper mission, perhaps we could arrive at a definite conclusion for the origin of cryovolcanism. And there's sources! And a moon. Me when I did the yeah. Thank you very much for the presentation. That was a good final presentation for now. That was good. That was well put together. That's how it ought to be, you know. They put their spirit behind it. It's got gumption. It's got technique. It's got character. It's got quality. It's got drive. It's got focus. It's very good. That was fun. That was. I'll be resuming PowerPoints in probably like anywhere from 7 to 9 hours from now. I'm gonna take a nap, I think, and take some cold medicine just to make sure I'm not getting sick. I need to rest my voice for a moment though. Plus it's kind of late, so let's just take an intermission for now. I'll probably know in a little bit once I've woken up. I know I took a nap earlier, but I need another nap. I gotta rest my brain and make sure I'm not getting all sickly and stuff. Let's go over here. I hope you guys enjoyed part 1 though. I appreciate you guys sticking around. I honestly didn't think so many people would have to go to sleep for work, because I'm pretty sure it's Saturday, right? It's Saturday morning? Why do so many of you guys work on the weekend? I'll give you an official time. Okay, we'll start presentations again at... Let's do 10 a.m. EST. Alright, we'll continue this at 10 a.m. EST. How about that? Is that cool with you guys? That's a good time. I think that's a good time. I'll even set up the waiting room just so you guys can remember. If your presentation's updated and I haven't gone over it yet, then I have a list of the presentations, so I didn't download. Okay, I'll go through and see if some of the ones that weren't viewable are now viewable. How about that? That'll be part 2. I'll look over them again. I got you guys. So if you have changed viewing permission, I'll look again 1 hour prior to the start time. So if anybody misses this, just let them know to fix their stuff, so I can view the assignment. Yeah, I'm gonna go take a little rest there. I'm gonna go take a rest. I'll see you guys in 7 hours. Yeah, 7 hours is when the time is. So I'll see you guys again in 7 hours. Yeah, 7 hours from now is when the next stream will start. So whatever that is in your time zone. I'll set up the waiting room in a second and then go nap. Yes. I'll see you guys later though. Thank you very much for stopping by, and have a good rest of your morning. Get some sleep if you need it. Whatever you need, just take care of yourselves. Yes. Bye bye for now. Bye bye.